Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. It's a beautiful new year. Happy January 1st, everybody. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Welcome back to Captain Coach Academy. Welcome to Captain Coach Academy. I'm so excited to be here. We're up, we're waking up, we're coding. I slept in today, folks. I slept in today. It is 8:30 a.m. here. You know the captain usually gets up at like 3, 4 in the morning. And it's 8:30. I slept into like 7:30 this morning. I got up. I've been roasting green chili for a little bit this morning. Did a little bit of work. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna hop on my stream here. Goob, welcome back to the stream. Thank you so much for the exclamation point first. Congratulations on your points. Darkman, yo, Proton, how you doing, buddy? Happy New Year, indeed. Does anyone play? There's a game, Planets. New VGA Planets. Did anyone ever play? I used to play VGA Planets on bulletin board systems when I was younger, and I used to play Planets New for a long time, which is like a clone of it. What's new about this year seems to be this. Look, Dram, you're not looking close enough. You're not looking close enough. New year, new you. If you want to find out what's new this year, take a look in that mirror. Say, hey, Dram. What am I gonna do this year? Am I gonna work on my game hard? Am I gonna get that game released this year, next year? When am I gonna get the game released? You know, I look the same. No, you don't. No, you don't. You look special. Look, Dram, send us a picture. I'll let you know how special you are. Target 2100, 2100. It's coming out soon. It's coming out. It's so nice to have everybody in here. Sorry, this stream is just sort of out of nowhere. Draco, it's so nice to see you, my friend. I haven't been going to school since last year. It's true, Draco. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. I'm glad you're with us. We are doing some stuff in Lua. I'm not sure I don't think you were here yesterday. We're working with this tiny computer called TIC-80. But Happy New Year, everybody. Clayman with that sneaky first. Congratulations. Nice to have you here, my friend. Darkman, welcome back. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Awutha, thank you for popping in. Devro, you're absolutely wonderful. It's nice to have you here. Why is the font so ugly? Look, this is the font that you used to have back in my folks. Well, back in Captain Coder's day, you got like 7, you got like 4 or 5 different. You got yourself this font, or you got this font. So we got thick or terrible. Terrible thick or terrible thin are sort of our two options. It's because we are working with the TIC-80. The font is fuel. I feel that way. That's how I feel. This is like screen 13 in Quick Basic. Terrible thin is better. I can't even read terrible thin. Look at this. Look at this. Where's the M's? The M's. I was like, M looks great. Look, this is your hash. Look at this terrible. Hang on, that's not a hash. Look at this hash here. Oh, 2 zooms. I can't even tell what this is supposed to be a hash. Why would I ever use this font if I had a choice between another one? A terrible thing. That is a ladder. I know. It's a hashtag. It's a ladder. Look, at least we can tell it's a hashtag in this one because we're using the TIC-80. The Snabble, welcome back. By the way, it's nice to have your Smab. Happy New Year. Hope you're having a beautiful year. Hope your year has been wonderful so far, folks. I know. I don't normally stream at this time on this day, but we're doing it anyway because I'm having such a wonderful New Year. So far, so good. I want to keep it going that way. It's a quadrathrop. It's quadrathrop. Yeah, instead of an octathorpe, it's a quadrathrop. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with this font. I just like this font. You can. So it's all about having this. Look. What if I full screen it? What do you guys think now? Is it better? Worse? The same? I promise no more cats in my streams in 2024. Oh, Proton, I am so sorry to hear. That's horrible. Proton, I'm so sorry that your cat passed away. This is why I've having an animal. So I've made my dog promise to never die. He has promised me he'll never die because I don't know if I could handle it if that happened. Losing a pet is such a sad, hard thing to deal with, and I hope. My condolences is all I can say. Is I'm so sad to hear that. We love you, Proton. You know, here. This is the least I'm gonna give you a heart, my friend. I'm so sorry to hear that. But thank you for popping in. I hope you're having a beautiful. I hope things get better. I can't say I hope you're having a beautiful day, because that's it's really tough to have a beautiful day. But I hope things get better. I hope it gets easier. 3Key Girl, Happy New Year. How are your hot dogs? How are your pork loin? 3Key Girl, I'm so glad you're here. How are your pork? I want to say how are your loins, but I shouldn't say that. How were the pork loins? Oh my goodness, I shouldn't. So don't clip that. Stop. JD, if you're out there, don't do it. I'll ban you. I'll ban you. Dremel says, stupid people still blowing up fireworks here, stretching my dog out. Ah, yeah. Dramel's banned. Where's the ban key? Stable says, my loins are fine. Thanks for asking. Apparently loins is a word you can't say. That's ridiculous. Thank you, Snabble, for being here, my friend. You guys are hilarious. 3Key Girl says, pork loin was good. We had leftovers. It's in the freezer for later on. And our hot dogs and sauerkraut in the slow cooker. I turned them back on so we have it for lunch. That sounds so good. I ended up making probably the best soup I have ever made in my entire life. Just gotta do exclamation point. Tawny, thank you for the whoa. Tawny, how the heck have you done here? Shout out. I can't give you a shout out. Are you streaming again? Tawny, how the heck have you been? Welcome back. Happy New Year. No, I ended up making the best soup I've ever made yesterday. So I got a dehydrator for Christmas. My girlfriend, my partner, she got me a well, you can't give points to yourself, Draco. Nice try. I got a dehydrator for Christmas. My girlfriend gave it to me, and it's been on nonstop. Thank you for the Googles. It's been on nonstop. Things are going crazy here, folks. It's been on nonstop. I've been dehydrating mushrooms. I've been dehydrating peppers. I've been making my own. I made my own chicken bouillon. So dehydrated chicken breast, onions, garlic, celery, carrots, bay leaves. I dehydrated all this stuff, turned it into my own chicken bouillon. I ground it up. Oh, so good. Johnny, how about you give me some points, Mr. Dramux? Look, Dramux, I'm sorry, but you for violating for making that clip, my friend. I'm sorry, but that's your punishment. You got to start over, my friend. You gotta start over. What do you replace water with? Fat? What do you replace? Look. Snabble, don't tell people my dietary secrets, you know. All right, I'm sorry, Dramux. Here, I'll give you some of them back. Don't worry. Here you go, buddy. I'm sorry, I was so mean. You can have some of your points back. There. No, thank you guys so much for being here. What the heck is going on? Last year was such a beautiful year, folks. You guys were all so incredible. Apparently, it won't let me, hang on. Add. There you go, Dramux. I hope can I have the rest? Tawny says, you could, but then we'd have to kill you. It's a secret. Look, how much is it? You gave him 1 point too much. All right, Dre, look. Points and all for all you beautiful people out there because look, there you go. Now it's even, Draco. We got everyone. Don't tell people the secret. The 30 people watching. The 30 people watching already. I have the number off. It's too devastating to watch that number change a bunch. That's what the lawsuit is saying. Oh no. You give him 2 points too much, Draco. Look, Draco. I'm asking from the bottom of my gut, heart. Please forgive me. Will you forgive me from the bottom of my gut? From the bottom of my heart. My heart's over here, folks. All right, folks. No, I know forgive. Come on. Look, I love you there. Look, what? All right, points, remove, Dramux, 1. Draco did this to you. Dram. This is Draco's fault. So if you want to be mad at someone, be mad at me. Now everyone has 1 point too much. Draco, calm down. Look, I only have so many powers. Tawny, the only reason I want points is to spend them on woes. Look, Tawny, I changed it. The woes are free. The woes are free. Just exclamation point whoa. They don't cost anything. I changed so if we come over to the Captain Coder here and we scroll down, the woes are free. Yeah, everything that's not in the redeem section are free. Yeah, all my points. Yeah, so the only thing that costs points are if you're a board game, song, Tetris, and requests. Those are whoa, thing for the whoa, Devro. But yeah, these are all free. If you want to show your enthusiasm, feel free to do that. I guess Google isn't an animation, but I guess that's okay. Look, Tani, we changed it. We changed it to be a little, I don't know why I changed it. It had to be done. It had to be done. I think too many people wanted to do woes who were new to the channel and didn't have the points. So like, look, we're just gonna. Back in my day, they weren't free. Look, Tani, points at all. Since all of you beautiful people out there spent so many points on woes, 2,000 points, all you beautiful people out there, to reimburse you, to even give everyone 100 points, even at the one. Look. We do our best. We do our best to do our duty. I gave 5,000 points for Draco. Look. I need receipts. You got receipts for that? If you got a receipt, we'll take a look. Because I think I'm giving these points out and people suddenly thinking they got, all these. Look, you didn't know. No one wanted reimbursed until I reimbursed everyone 2,000. Tani, that's not true. Only the people that are here got 2,000 points. So. All right, folks, what are we doing today? We are working on TIC-80. Happy New Year, everybody. TIC-80 is a free and open source fantasy computer. I want to say it's kind of like a board game redeem. All right, Draco. We'll do a board game redeem before we hop into TIC-80. Do you have a game in mind? Do you have a game in mind? Board game about coding. Okay, we can do that. Here. Here's the face cam. Board game about coding. I'm not letting Cap stream today. It's okay, Tani. It happens. In for Turning Tumble. I wish I had Turning Tumble. There's a couple games about coding. What do I have here? I have Coding Masters, which is for kids. Where is Potato Pirates? Potato Pirates might be my favorite one. Where's Potato Pirates? Oh no! Potato Pirates, where are you? Potato Pirates! It's over here, so we're gonna find Potato Pirates. Give me a second. 101. I want one for adults. Look, adults can. Okay, well, we'll get potato. Well, they're all kind of for kids. This one says for 8 to adult. Look. Does this one count? It says 8 to adults. 2 adults. Ray Cat, who dat? Welcome back to the stream, my friend. How you doing? This is a meritocracy. People that deserve points got points. Am I right? You're right. You right. Johnny, we'll see. I might not let you do that. I think I might have set it up so that it's one per stream. But there's Potato Pirates hiding behind Magic the Gathering. Potato Pirates, folks. All right. This game. I know this one says this game is awesome. This game is awesome. Potato Pirates here. It's a game that teaches young kids about coding. Hang on, my desk is horribly disgusting. Oh, Mo, my thermostat is dead. Ryan, Happy New Year, my friend. And Sigian, welcome back to the stream. Merry New Year, everybody. I gotta get my window open here. It's a little bit toasty in here. Get it cooling off. Let's take a look here. We're gonna take a look at Potato Pirates. You're about to turn into one, Tani. You're never an adult. You're never an adult as long as you're not an adult. Here, look. I'm this year I turned 18 for a second time. I still consider myself a kid. All right. Top cam. Here we go. Potato Pirates, folks. We're taking a look. Circle with the Mole 2024. Wow, time flies. It does. It's crazy. All right, Potato Pirates. Draco, thank you so much for the board game redeem, folks. Oh, turn that light back on. I hit a button. First try. All right, Potato Pirates, a card game of potato war. Whoa! Holy moly, moon is. Muniz is raiding me today. We got Muniz raiding me today. Muniz, how the heck's it going, my friend? Happy, Draco, we'll get back to it in a second. Happy Monday, Happy New Year. Muniz, how the heck was your stream? Thank you guys so much for the shout out to Muniz. Let's also make sure we give Muniz a proper, go check him out. Incredible streamer, taught me everything I know about Unity. Incredible streamer. I've been saying this for a long time, but we're gonna make it happen this year. Muniz and I are gonna be doing a webcast together this year. Look, if I say it, it's our New Year's resolution. It's my goal. I don't do resolutions, but it's one of my goals for this year. Is we're gonna do a webcast with Muniz. We're mechanically challenged. Muniz, is it still gonna be mechanically challenged? We got to do it. It's gonna make it happen. Where we're just gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So guys, give Muniz a follow when we're doing our collab streams this year. We're gonna be there. We're doing mechanically challenged. It's gonna be a webcast about how to implement a variety of mechanics in Unity and maybe other platforms as well. But can I challenge you to a duel? Tani wants to duel you. All right. So Raiders, welcome aboard. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me as a computer science educator. I teach computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 14. Today, we are going to be looking at some Lua game dev stuff for a class I'm going to be teaching. But our very own Draco at requested gave us a board game, and he wanted a game about coding. And so this is a game that I use with students. To teach them a little bit of coding. My floor is a mess over here. Potato Pirates, roast, mash, and fry your opponents in this coding card game. Let's take a look here, folks. Let's open up Potato Pirates. This is like an unopened version. Is this truly unopened? That's crazy. So in Potato Pirates, you take on each player takes a role as controlling a set of potatoes. All right, so your potatoes come in two types. You got look, here's our little potatoes. Here's our potatoes. You got your big potatoes. These are your captain potatoes, and you got your small potatoes. So big potatoes are captains, small potatoes are your crew. So you got a captain and crew sort of thing going on there. So puny peasants, no, they're very important. And then you take turns playing cards, building up algorithms to destroy your enemies. So things like this. So you play a card. The last pirate you salute pays you 2 potatoes. That's what this one says. So you have to salute. You have to salute all the pirates. And so if you play this card, the other people have to salute you very quickly. So I gotta go work on my game. No worries, my friend. Have a beautiful day. So that's one of them. So you gain potatoes. All right, and then you have cards like this. Hijack, still an enemy ship and cards on it. But wait, there's more. We got loops. Well, the target has more than 5 potatoes. Target ship has more than 5 potatoes. You combine these things together to do specific tasks. So you learn about while loops. We learn about for loops. For y times y is the number of ships you have. So we have variables. Y means something, and you attach these things to it. So y, the number of ships you have. You go ahead and do this thing. For 2 times, do this thing. We also have if else's. You put 2 cards on here. Put a card on the left, card on the right, and the effect takes place. You can even combine these further. You can do a for with an if inside, or an if with a for on the side. Lots of fascinating, fun little things. Fascinating is not quite the right word. And then you can destroy your opponents. Fry 3 potatoes. Roast 1 potato. While loop to get infinite potatoes and never win. It's true. You can mash potatoes, roast them, mash them, roast them, put them in a stew, have them for dinner, me and you. So Potato Pirates, super fun, super fast. Great game to play to teach some basic coding concepts. Potato Pirates, can't recommend it enough. I think there's a sequel. I don't have it out yet. Can I eat the roast potatoes? Look, they're just little cotton balls. You probably You probably would be okay if you ate them. You would probably be okay if you ate them, but I would not recommend it. I would not recommend it. It might cause, you might get some intestinal distress. You'd probably be okay if you ate one, if you ate all. So you can eat them. Look, Captain Coder's not saying you can or you can't. I'm saying you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't. But look, Tani, you do you. You do you, man. Why do you have so many board games that you don't play? I've played most of them. I love board games. I play a lot of board games. No, stop, Tani, stop. Drink a lot of water. It's true. It's true. All right, Draco, thank you so much for the board game redeem. Highly recommend Potato Pirates, folks. Potato Pirates. Get your own copy of it for 3 to 6 players. That's one of the downsides of this. You can't play with 2 people. You need at least 3. Great game to play with my students. Back when I was working in person, we had a bunch of these. Absolutely fabulous game. Let's see. Why do I have games that I don't play? I don't know if that's true. I play a lot of them. This one happened. So that deck was actually open. It's just the punch cards hadn't been punched out yet. So I hadn't played that one. I've had multiple copies of that game. That's sort of like the version that I hang on to. That just isn't open. It's like I donated them. All the games are single player if you're capable enough. Look, if you try hard enough, if you have enough personalities, any game is single player. Draco has, you can't, nice try, Draco. Is the PointsBot open source? I'm using Firebot. Firebot is our PointsBot. You can try. If you want, look, try as hard as you can. You can't steal points. I'm the Firebot, man. Maybe you can. Brian, 45,000 points. Rank 22. Let's go see who's. Let's go. Oh, you guys can't see. I'm not on desktop mode here. All right, so it's Firebot here. Let's go look at the currencies here. Points. There's one currency called points. Let's go see who has the most points. All right. Mooniz with 167,000. Oh, it's kind of being blocked there. Mooniz. Here's the top pointers. Here's the top pointers, folks. If you want to target someone, this is how we do it here. Mooniz, 167,000 points. They should have a thing that shows points spent though. So this is just because Mooniz is a hoarder. Mooniz is a hoarder. He's saving up for the Lamborghini redeem. It's gonna be a while, Mooniz. Mooniz saving up for the Lambo redeem. We'll get there. But yeah, you guys are amazing. Look at Mooniz. My most special. Look at Mooniz. Mooniz, you're amazing, my friend. I love you. Saving up for the Captain House view time. Look at these beautiful people. I love you guys. All right, let's bring this back over here. What are we doing today? If I miss someone in the chat, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Captain Code Academy. It's so nice to have you beautiful people here. So it's weird to be streaming at this time in my brain. It's I'm looking at the clock. It's like, oh, it's almost time for a break. It's almost 9. I got to get to work. There's no work today. They're using. Look, Tani, you can get back. Tani, you can do it. You just got to believe. Look, what's up, Draco? Draco. Wait, Draco. In the while loop, you don't need parentheses. It's not a C-based programming language. It's a card game. There are conditions. Mooniz, when you can't use the command, you do not. Mooniz, you're not powerful enough. In the while loop, I don't need, in Lua. Yeah, in Lua, you don't need a parentheses. Same with if statements. Do you see somewhere where I've done a while loop where I have? Oh, I probably have. Let's go find it right here. This is just a force of habitat. This is my force of habitat there. Thank you. Let's try it. Boom. We have this little dancing. We have a little RPG-ish game going on here. We can go collect flowers. Look, I can kill that flower. Give me that flower. Boom. Give me that flower. So good to not be forced writing semicolons ever. It's kind of nice. You don't need it. You don't want it. Look, you gotta save your keyboard. Look, your keyboard only has so many strokes in it. You can only stroke your keyboard's keys so many times before they give out, folks. So if you want to reduce the amount of stroking you're doing, the number of keystrokes, oh my God. If you want to reduce the number of keystrokes, stop. No, Tani, you're gonna get banned. Stop. If you want to reduce the number of keystrokes and, all right, folks, have a beautiful day. You guys are horrible. If you want to save keystrokes, don't use the arrow keys. Look at me go. Isn't there something I can do? Maybe I should get a thing that shows all the keystrokes when I'm typing. Isn't there something I can get that'll show the keys as I'm typing them? Also, did I update my stream? What does it say on my stream here? Let's make TIC-80s. There we go, down there. I did update it. Okay, let's put this back over here. All right. Karnak, yeah. That's Snabble, that's fair. Look, I need someone to take me down a bit. And then forgetting about it and enter the password. That's a good idea. It's a good thing I don't have any passwords. Ander, welcome back to the stream, Ander. Oh, Ander. 507, yeah. Welcome back, Ander. Thank you so much for being there. You could replace LS here with. I was running into a thing. Thank you. I was having a bug like that before. Thank you for that. There was like an issue with it at one point. Oh, see, that was. Let's see. Let's go back. See, there's something different about this. Check it out. Where's my redo button? Look, for some reason, that does something slightly different than insert that I don't understand. Do I need to do LS plus 1? I think I need to do LS plus 1. That's what it is. It would need to be LS plus 1. Like that. There we go. So it's inserts putting at the next index. So Lua is index by 1. Snabble, you're good. You asked for it. It's true. It happens. Codebug, welcome back to the stream. I said, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How are you this year? Yeah, because insert's going to put it at the next index. You'll get empty X's that way. No, Lua's indexed by 1. So if it's empty, this puts it at the next index, plus 1. Because everything's indexed by 1 in Lua, right? LS does not return 0. If it's empty, it will return 0. So if there's nothing in the list, it will return 0. I want this to put it as the next element. Are you sure? You're agreeing with me now. Gotcha. Yeah. So I need to do the plus 1. The reference manual literally says table insert defaults to n plus 1. Gotcha. Rickcat, Whodat, thank you for the verification. That is why I was running into issues. I originally had it doing this and it wasn't working because my brain wants to index by zeros. Tani, have a beautiful day. Remember to keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime, my friend. I'll be back tomorrow. Do it on the bottom too? Where do you want me to do it on the bottom? No, this one isn't a plus 1. This one isn't a plus 1. This one is actually updating this slot here. It's keep keystroking. Yeah, we're gonna keep keystroking as long as we can. Why are we changing these over? Oh, there's no reason. This here is supposed to be updating this particular string. So Draco, just so you know what this is doing here, this is what's making this text print in this way. So let me slow it down. So you can see. So what it's saying is, if there is a new line, we actually add an empty line to our dialog panel. So check it out, our dialog panel. Otherwise, we concatenate, we put a new letter there. So we actually want the LS to be updating this particular one. Whereas if I run into a wall, ouch, that's giving me a new line. It's actually putting a new element, putting a new line in for us. So this is actually broken down into an array here of size 6 in this case, which happens to be the number of rows of text that I want. I hope that makes sense. Lil Barrick, welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Happy New Year, my Kong. I think you might mean my king, but Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year to you. How you been, my friend? Welcome back. Happy, what is today? Happy Monday. Happy New Year. Where is your game, Blood? It's not published anywhere. But if you want to go check out Captain Coder's games, we do have an itch. Here. You can check out some of the games I've made. What is my game idea? There's no particular idea with this. Blood. I'm so glad you're here. Since you're new, Blood, welcome to the stream. My name is Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator. I teach computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 14. I'm a computer science teacher. I'm teaching a class. It's a delay, Draco. I'm teaching a class on on game design concepts, game concepts. It's called TIC-80, creating retro games on a fantasy computer. So the TIC-80 is this fantasy computer. This little window you're seeing here is a TIC-80 fantasy computer. And in the class, we're going to explore ideas here. About doing it. But in the background, none of the books are seized. There's no books back there. Oh, there's a few, actually. But Blood, I hope that makes sense. So what I'm doing right now is I'm learning this tool a little bit more. And my idea is I want to create a little tool for Gilgamesh. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I want to create a little tiny a little tiny game concept. Give this to my students as like a little thing here. So in this, it's supposed to be like JRPG-esque. We want to have sort of dialogue come out here, an inventory over here. When you move and you bump into things, the game progresses. So I want to be able to show them, give them this tool that says, okay, if you wanted to make a game like this, you could. Make a game like this, you could. So as you move around, this game doesn't really have a concept yet. The idea is this is a learning project. Say, if you wanted to do something, you could. So what happens when we interact, when we press something, when we're on the spot, when we move on to a spot with a flower grave, how do we get it to display this message here? When we run into a wall, how do we get the player to make it so the player doesn't move? How do we make it so that way when I pick up this flower, my flowers increase like this? How do I make it so I can do something with those flowers? So I can go over to a spot, press a thing, and have something happen. That is the concept here. It's not really a game. There's not really an idea. It's more of a concept of a type of game someone might make. I hope that makes sense. Lo-Fi Craft, welcome back. But I do have I do have a few programming books. Which Arduino book do you have, Draco? So over here, I have a few, and most of my programming books are in another room. But I do happen to have a few on this shelf. It's a few on this shelf. I'm surprised I don't have the C# Player's Guide. But on that shelf, I have this one. Learning C# by developing games with Unity 2021. Pretty good book. I prefer learning C# separate, but if you can't help yourself, this book's pretty good. Captain Chico, welcome back to the stream. It's so nice to have you here. This here is C# in a nutshell 9. We're on C# 12. This book is also fabulous. If you want to go deep into a deep dive into C#, this is a great book to get. And then I have my introduction. Actually, I have a couple copies of this, which is hilarious to think about. I have the Introduction to Algorithms. It's just an intro book. It's pretty small intro book here. The cover should be a nutshell. It should be. But this is a fantastic book. We do algorithms on here sometimes. So I just have this book sitting on the shelf in case I need to reference something. But let's put it back. Whew. Whew. Big and strong. Those are some hefty books. Let's head back over to our desktop view here. Raycraft says, so my main reason for using table insert is consistent. Doing this version works for inserts, but for removing elements, the inverse isn't the same. It's true. That is to say, ls of y equals nil, there's still an element there. Absolutely. Draco, I haven't done anything with WPF. I've done nothing with WPF. You see some mangas there. I have a few comics on the shelf. How do we pronounce that? OSUXW? How do I pronounce that? Okux W. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Nice to have you here. Okux. I'm gonna go with Okux. You pronounce it like this, Okux. Yeah. I just started reading that algorithms book. Smab. It's my like a lot of people actually hate that book. I think that's one of my favorite algorithm books of all time. People say it's condescending. I think I have done every problem in that particular book. But yeah, I don't know if I have any mangas here, but I have, oh, I don't even have any comics up here. I do have a bunch of comics. They're not on the shelf. Oh, there's a few down here. There's a few down here. My favorite comics are down here. So if you, manga just meaning comic book, I do have a couple. This book isn't a comic book, but my Stretching Anatomy book is a fantastic book. Highly recommend this book. We like to do stretches on the stream. This is my favorite X-Men extra graphic novel of all time. The Second Coming, X-Men Second Coming, so good. This is one of their, I think it was like 2013 or something. When did this one come out? This is one of my favorite series of all time. Like that. What is the thing on your neck? Do I have something on my neck? Oh, you talking about my moles? These? Looks like I hear, oh, on my ears. Do I have something on my neck? I don't know if I have anything on my neck. Not that anyone cares, I suppose. My favorite CS book is Purely Functional Data Structure. Ooh, that's a good book. I used to be a big fan of Star Wars before, yeah, so I used to have a bunch of Star Wars. This is just a graphic novel I have to say it. My ears, gotcha. Yeah, these are headphones. These are what are called bone conduction headphones. There's no speakers. They do vibrate. So they rest on the bone right here, your skull, I guess. And they vibrate the skull, which bypasses your ear canal and goes straight into where your I forget what they're called, the hearing thing. The part of your ear that makes you hear stuff. If you want to see really short introduction books, you need to get your hands on Kernel Development. Introduction has only 12 parts with 1,500 pages. Nice. But yeah, I love these. These are called Shocks. And then I have a couple. This series died out, but I did love this series. There's only three books in it. The Wolverine is my favorite superhero, so there's some Wolverine graphic novels sitting over here. I have Umbrella Academy. I have a bunch of. They're just not in this room. They're in other rooms right now. But these happen to be sitting out here. The stretching book is good. I'm gonna set this here. All right, folks. Thank you for the distractions. But yeah, these are hearing. They're not a hearing. They're headphones. I don't have a hearing. What would you call it? They're not like hearing aids, but it's similar technology to how hearing aids work. But that's how I listen. I don't like having earphones in my ears. That bothers me. And then over the ear, like hurt my ears. I have giant ears, so the over the ear ones always hurt my ears. And then the in the ear ones, they always fall out. I love these. You can still talk with people. It's like having a speaker. It's interesting. I always highly recommend people checking them out. Like having it feels like a speaker. Yeah. You can. My partner does acrobatics. She's like a gymnast. She does flips and stuff with them on, and they don't go anywhere. You create your own metaverse in Captain Chica in the Kernel Development book. Or are you just saying, you're asking me, you telling me to create my own metaverse? What are we saying here? Look, after finishing this, just try out Lua U. See if you feel anything different. What is Lua U? Lua U. Lua U. I probably shouldn't Google things. Lua U. Programming. Oh, type. I would probably love it. Draco, I'd probably love it because I'm a big fan of typed languages. Primarily used in Roblox. Gotcha. I haven't used it. I will say I haven't used it. I've barely used Lua. It looks kind of like it would be similar to what TypeScript is to JavaScript. So I'd probably like it, but be disappointed that very few people, use it. Is probably how I'd feel. I'd probably feel that not enough people use it, and you end up with stuff that aren't typed anyway in common practice. But that's just my generalization of not having seen it yet. Okay, so we were playing around with this. We might move on to a different project concept today. One thing I was thinking though, before we go there, I kind of am wondering if I want to add in a menu system into this. It feels like a lot to add in a menu system. Ryan, exactly. That's the type of stuff you see all the time. Like what someone posted a meme on the Discord. Folks, if you're not on the Discord, be sure to get on the Discord. We have a lot of fun over there. But someone in the memes posted this one. Let me go find it real quick. I was just like, oh, it's exactly how I feel. Oh no, there's the TypeScript meme. Oh, it must have been on Twitter. On Twitter, there's like using TypeScript and then like the :any in TypeScript, which like at the end of the day, everyone sort of gets stuck doing that. How dare someone post this clip? No, Tani posting the clip in the clips. Thank you for the clip, Tani. All right, so we looked at how to do animations with it. Python is best. They have type hints. The runtime Snabble, exactly. If your runtime just ignores it, then it's awesome. It's awesome. No, you know, you can put whatever type you want. It's always exactly what you want. Okay. I was thinking. Am I thinking? We have this nice little engine here. Engine is a strong word. Nice little framework, maybe. Might be the better word for it. Oh, I wanted to test out. All right, so I wanted to test something out here. We are going to take this. We are going to publish this onto a web page. All right, I want to publish this to the internet. All right, export as HTML. Export HTML rpg.html. All right, so I want to export this. I'm going to upload this to a web page. My idea here is I want to upload this to a web page and see if I make edits in the web browser. So my idea is for this course, you're going to have little projects that are sort of pre-built but not finished or have bugs or that sort of thing, and students can play with them there. All right, let's open this up here. And so it's created this file for me. So it just exported this file. And I think if I let's create a repository to put this on. Let's make a repository. Is it safe to make repositories on stream? Let's create a new repository. Raycat said, could you build the Linux version just to see if it does it without complaints? Sure. I think it does it without complaints. Export Linux RPG. Raycat, do you have a Linux machine? I could test it. I could send you. Oh, that's interesting. That just says RPG there. I think that's a binary. It's not safe to make a repository on stream. What would be not safe about it is my question. Oh, Mac. Let's try the Mac version. The Mac one is interesting. I bet it will build it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Mac. RPG Mac. I bet it will build it, but when you go to run it on Mac, I have a Mac here. Maybe let me. So my Mac, I have my Mac here, right here. I have my Twitch going on it, so I can see stuff here. Export to everyone. All right, let's do. Everyone just export to export. Export. There's no Android option. Yeah. But I can say I'll be floored if the export works on Mac. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to myself real quick. I'm gonna give it a shot. Kamesh, welcome to the stream, my friend. Happy Monday. Happy New Year. Temple OS. Yeah. Look. These are our options. Windows. We have a Windows XP. Export Win. Let's try export Win. RPG Win. Mudbound Dragon. It's been a while. How you doing, buddy, folks? If you don't know the Mudbound Dragon, go check out Mudbound Dragon, folks. Incredible streamer, game. What have you been working on? I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, so folks, real quick. You see Mudbound Dragon here? You see that little heart? If that heart's not green, you gotta click it. Look, if all these arrows won't convince you, give them some love, folks. We love Mudbound Dragon. What the heck have you been up to? Been great. Happy New Year, my friend. I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Welcome to the stream. Retro Spark. This is TIC-80. It's very similar to Pico 8. Actually, what I'll say is, from what I understand, it's similar to Pico 8. What I understand, it's similar to Pico 8. I haven't used Pico 8. Pico 8 is a paid software. All right, so if I want, so I'm a teacher. I teach computer science and programming, and I am teaching a class where students learn to make small game mechanics, small little games in TIC-80. And the reason I chose TIC-80 is because it's open source, it's free. If you want the full version, you can compile it. You don't have to pay, you can pay for it, and I'm gonna go ahead and pay for it myself. But my students, I don't want them to have to buy anything, and I don't want to have to buy them. So TIC-80 is open source. It's not the same. It's not the same, but they're similar. I'll say they're similar in the types of games they produce. From what I understand, Pico 8 looks awesome. Maybe we'll take some time to explore it later. I gotta welcome Creftus. Thank you so much for the follow. Creftus followed me, and I got to say thank you. Creftus, oh Creftus, thank you for following me. Creftus, thank you so much for following. Retro Spark, have you met Retro? Retro Spark 17 has followed me today, and I'll say thank you for following me. Retro, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. TIC-80 uses Lua. It actually has all of these language options. You can Lua, Ruby, JavaScript, Moonscript, Fennel, Scheme, Squirrel, Wren, Wasm, Janet, and Python. You can use any of those languages there. I believe you can also write in C if you really, really want to. You can write some stuff in C. Snabble says there's a paid version. If you manage to compile it, you get it for free. I tried to compile it and failed. Maybe I'll see if I can compile it. I was thinking about doing that. Lance, welcome back to the stream. How the heck have you been, my friend? Happy Monday. Happy New Year. Welcome back. It's nice to have you with us on this beautiful Monday, my friend. Folks, thank you guys so much for following. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're just playing around with it. I don't know. I'm pretty new to Lua. We're going to make a repository. We're going to make it public. We're going to call this RPG example here. We're going to do RPG example. RPG tests. We'll call it RPG tests. I'll click add readme for reasons. All right, create a repository. I think it's safe to make repositories on it. If it wasn't, I could just always delete it. I don't think I'll expose anything unintentionally. Okay, let's open up a terminal, bash. Here, I'm going to do it in VS Code. Let's go to VS Code, cd git cd cap encoder org. My font small. Git clone. What comes out? Draco, yeah, I don't know what music is. Export help music. Export help. No, all right, well, music. My guess is it exports just the music part. All right, so I think what it's gonna do is you'll get just your music editor stuff exported. So it has a music editor, it has a sound effects editor, it has a map and a sprite editor built in. So my guess, and we could look it up in the documentation, is if you do map, sprites, tiles, map, image, SFX, these get exported as individual cards. So if you wanted to transfer your music to some other project, you could. But we're gonna take a look. I'm gonna transfer. We're gonna get the. Hang on. I'm gonna ramble some more. We're gonna take our file here, this HTML file. I'm gonna put it into this project here. CD RPG tests. I'm gonna see if we can upload. I'm curious if I make edits in the web page, if they save as cookies in your cookies in the web browser. I don't know if they will. I imagine they don't, but I'm wondering, you know, so I have students. I'm wondering if we can do, let's add a git ignore here. Anonymous, happy new year to you. Anonymous, how's it going, buddy? Welcome back to the stream. Code git ignore. We're gonna ignore zip files here. Maybe we won't. We'll see, but I'm gonna ignore it. Now unzip. Can I unzip on? There we go. All right, so I'm curious here. Git ls here. Git add. Yeah, Draco. My real name is Joseph. But down here, I don't know why it has a P and not the H. So my real name is Joseph. That's okay. No, so not bad. On vacation, going back to my final year this week. Awesome. Final year of college, university, or undergrad. Is it anonymous? Ooh, anonymous S. Sorry, anonymous. Let's do a git add here. Git status. Git commit -m chore. Add RPG HTML files. So here's one thing that I really love about this project here. gotcha. For computer program, that's incredible. That's incredible. Anonymous and not a moose. Anonymous. Okay, so what we can do is we have these files here. I'm gonna turn this. So, fun fact, folks, if you guys didn't know, GitHub, you can do pages here. Check this out. You can say, I want this project to be a web page. Click save. And now it's going to be deployed here. What do you think about computer science and IT industry in general, considering recent layoffs? I think for the most part, so there's two things about the industry. This industry is interesting. There is a major lack of solid programmers. I think there is a big lack of strong programmers in the industry. Companies, and the reason I say this is most companies I know say they are struggling to hire like senior developers who are up, like leveled up themselves over several years. There is an oversaturation, and this is my opinion. I'm not saying that this is true or false. This is my opinion. I believe there is an oversaturation of people entering the industry, who are lacking, who just want to go in to the industry to make a lot of money, right? And so there's nothing quite wrong with that, but think being kind of star-eyed, they've gone through like a boot camp. So you would be amazed. So here's an example. I have people have asked me, hey, Captain, should I put that I've taken CS50 on my resume? And not realizing that CS50 is literally an introduction to programming course that high school students take. Your person hiring you, that means basically nothing. It's such a soft, it's such a low bar of a skill there. The Twitter syndrome, Captain Chica, I love that. The Twitter syndrome. I think people are struggling to hire good developers, and big companies are doing layoffs because they've lost money, and developers are expensive, and said, okay, where can we actually cut stuff, trim things down? We're going to stop trying to expand rapidly in the way we are. But I think I think it's a very safe job, at least for the next 5 to 10 years. All right, so I've published this here. Click to play. All right, so this is cool. So we can go check out the RPG test out there. It's out there in the world. All right. You might need to go into configure the options here. What I'm curious, so you can actually get into the source code. You can get into the source code here. I'm curious if I press save. So here's my thought. Can I make changes and then come back to this web page? Are they saved as cookies in my web page, the edits here? We recently hired 2 junior devs. Yeah, you can't have XY juniors without Z seniors. So it's sort of this challenge here. They should hire 5 AI developers and develop AI workers. Maybe, Draco. When money was cheap, probably over. That's Snabble. That's exactly right. Thank you for saying that. That's exactly right. Companies have overhired. And that's kind of not a bad strategy. It's kind of horrible. It's not a bad strategy to be like, we're going to hire a bunch of people, and then this happened to my dad. My dad is a painter. They needed a bunch of work done. It's not quite the same, but my dad is a painter. They hired like 60 people, and then after they finished all the work, they laid off all but 8 of them because there wasn't enough work for them. So I don't know, maybe not the most honest thing, but it's kind of important to tell people up front, hey, we're hiring a bunch of people. We have these things. Spotify has had a 10,000, so like, yeah, there's things there. Caveman Craft, and welcome to that stream. I have been looking for developers for a while. The issue I tend to run to is folks trying to fake it till they make it. There you go. That's sort of what I was saying. You have this very low bar of entry where people will complete a boot camp, like a 6-week boot camp. It's not necessarily the person's fault. The boot camp fault is trying to tell them, hey, if you do this boot camp, you're going to be super hireable, and it's not true. And you get a bunch of people who do like very mediocre or even low level front-end development and maybe a little bit of back-end development, that kind of thing. It's super hard to hire, and it's very expensive to hire. As a person who used to hire people, I'll say it's a very expensive, challenging process to hire. Science, Balint, how the heck are you doing? Front-end is crazy hard. It's crazy hard. Balint, welcome back to the stream. How you doing, buddy? Folks, if you guys don't know science, I'm sure everyone here knows science. How could you not know Bullet? Be sure to give science a follow. We love science. Science. Are we doing a microscopy Monday tonight? Science. Microscopy Monday tonight. We doing microscopy? I can't even say that word right now. I don't know why. So many things to consider on FE. Doing okay. How are you, my prince? Oh, science, Balint, I'm doing so grand. I was slightly weary till you came into the stream. Balint, I'm crying for you, 'cause I need to be satiated. Science, thank you so much for being here, my friend. Happy Monday, happy New Year. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Sorry if I'm missing stuff in chat. Things are gonna crazy. Caveman says, actually, there are several skills that translate from Laravel to Drupal, but both have basis with Symfony. I'm not even sure. That looks like a PHP style developer stuff. Oh, something I tell people. People are all wary of PHP. PHP is a great programming language to get into if you want to get your first job. You're gonna get hired. It might not be the best job, might not be the most fun job, but if you become a solid PHP developer, you're gonna get a job. It's a great way to get your first job. It may not be your dream job, but you'll get in there. PHP it's on everything. PHP is the Lambo after a few years. The newest versions of PHP is fantastic. It's bread and honey language. Look. It's not the language that I want to be programming in, but it sure is a good language. I'm so excited, science, for Microscopy Monday, folks. All right, so I wanted to see if I make a change to this code here, 25. Okay, so our player will start at 25. If I refresh the web browser, does it remember? Does it remember the changes I made? And the question is, for how long will it remember? It doesn't. Okay, so it resets here. So there's a little bit of a difficulty here in doing that. PHP was one of the first programming, is essentially one of the first, I'll say one of the first web languages I learned. Other like HTML, JavaScript is the first back-end language I learned. I did a bunch of stuff outside of PHP, but my first I made a game. Can we find this? Probably not. I should be careful here. I'm gonna go look here. Let's see if I can find the very first. I made an online game when I was younger. Oh, Raycat, that's true. I want it to export with the editor. Raycat, I want it to export with the editor because my plan is to send, when I'm teaching my class, I send students to say, okay, today, here's the project we're working on. And I send them the link to some page I've posted somewhere and say, okay, now everyone has the base code together. Let's talk about it. Go in here. All right, this controls where the player starts. If you change this, now your player's here. Starts at 23. The thing that I wanted was if we hit save, if they hit save, I wanted to make it so that way if they hit refresh, what I would like to have happen is that when they hit refresh, I actually want it to save the edits they made. So I'm kind of wondering if they can do this. So it didn't save the changes. Yeah, exactly, Raycat. So they have to do this. They can come in here. Cart here is the program they're gonna start. If they do get cart, it'll actually download this cart, and then they can load that into their own. Why don't you do it instead of waiting for them to make it? Oh, this little thing. Time. How much time do I have in the world? It's really, if you could just give them the WASM file. So you could just give them the TIC file. Which is probably what I'll do. Save it in the cookies. I don't know. I'm not saying I couldn't do it. It's really easy. I'm wondering if I do add here. Oh, that's interesting. It locked up. That is super interesting. That add does that. Normally, add should it's locking. There's a dialogue that's supposed to pop up, but it's missing. I bet it's because this is the full web page. It's not embedded here. Draco, I'm not sure how to do it. I could look into it. I just was kind of thinking it would. What is have you done it with TIC-80 before? I'm curious here. I'm searching for something on the other screen. Hang on. Hang tight. It does. I need it. So that's the thing. I have to implement something special with it. I just don't have the time with part of it. That's too bad. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. I could probably do it. I don't think it'd be crazy hard to do. I don't know all the details, but I am going to send this to them. Here's the thing though. I think, so what's interesting is I think on this page, it does keep track of it. I think on this page, it does store, yeah, this page keeps your files stored in the browser, which is really interesting, really interesting. So I did a git on this here, so I could have them use this page here. And part of me wants to build, so if they do an ad here, this is what I was surprised this didn't pop up for me. 1 second here, just to be safe. Probably okay. So now I've added this cart here and I can do load cart, run. And now I have it on this page here. And if I refresh this page, it's still here. So I should probably, I kind of want to build a page that there's a cart. That or session storage. Yeah, so there, I can have them do it here. So here's the thing. If I have a student that it doesn't want to download, essentially, you can run this in the browser if you want. That's what it comes down to. You can run this in the browser if you want. Draco, I know how to do local storage. I've done it. My website uses it. My website uses local storage here to store all the information about the players or the people who read the book. So the local storage, see how I collapse this? Local storage will actually remember that for you. It's like, you know, you've already collapsed this, collapse that, collapse that. This is actually stored in local storage. Be like, oh, what have you remembered? It remembers what you've done in this book already. So I know how to do it. I just would have to do it. I don't know how to necessarily interact with the TIC-80 binary JavaScript that gets compiled to a binary, like the JavaScript binary. I'd have to figure out how to do that. So there's questions that I'm missing here. Anyway, publishing is super easy. Super easy. I love this. I love how easy it was to publish this here. Oh, I forget what are the keys. There it is. Z is the default key here. Okay. So I just wanted to check and see if I could do that pretty easily. All right. So what do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is cool. This is cool. I'm out of bean water. I'm gonna get myself some tea here in a second. Oh, that's good. Make a 3D game engine in Lua. There is one of the demos is crazy. Is it P3D load P3D? Awful lot of demands. Right, cat, who dat? That's what I'm here for. Look at that. Look at that. They did this. Make a 4D game engine. Make a 4D game. Look at this 3D-ness. There's another one. Load car. This one's pretty cool too. They have this. So you can mesh stuff, some 3D stuff here. They have texture. They have built-in stuff for doing textures on polygons or like triangles, I believe. So this is pretty cool. This is in Lua. This is in TIC-80, but essentially the whole thing's in Lua. If we look at the source code for this, they actually define a polygon with the X, Y, and Z, and then they add polygons into this thing, and then they actually have this like renderer that they do here. So this is pretty cool. The way this is done is super cool. It's kind of crazy. I would never. 27 lines. Oh, 206 lines. I thought I was saying it's 27 lines total. It's like that's a lie. But yeah, pretty cool stuff going on with that. Okay. What do I want to do? All right. So, question for the audience. The most promising 3D Lua scriptable engine I've seen is probably Lover, but even that's beta stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen it. You know, look, I know Lua. Oh, I was gonna see if this would run on Mac. I'm gonna send this to myself real quick. Hang on. And then see if the output file will run on Mac. Hang on. I'm gonna switch to this cam here just to be safe. Just to be safe. I don't think any problems will happen here. I don't think I'd accidentally reveal anything, but I am doing a little bit of private I don't want to reveal anything too private. All right. So this is being dropped to my other machine here. I wonder if I can screencast from my Mac as well. I'm not going to. All right. Let's hop over to my Mac. All right. I'm done doing stuff on this machine. Farron, how the heck are you? Oh my goodness, Farron. Incredible. Thank you for the
Seems
Farron,
good.
thank you for hosting that. Folks, you guys know Farron's Cabinet. Farron, incredible variety streamer and aspiring gamer developer. You gotta check them out. They crochet. They crochet, right? It's not, or do you knit? I think you crochet. They do art. They do all kinds of cool stuff. They do art. They do games. They have fun. Sometimes we do some programming over there. Be sure to go check out Farron's Cabinet. Reminder so that you don't forget the idea from earlier. Yeah, I made sure not to read it in Discord. Draco. Thank you for the reminder. But yeah, that's why I wanted you to send me a message so have a little reminder for me there in the Discord. All right, we're gonna test this out on the Mac. Here we go. All right, we're downloading. Don't forget the idea from earlier so I can remind you. Oh, I thought that's what you sent me on Discord. I don't even remember. See, this is why I wanted you to. How the heck is the new year treating you? So far, so good. We're 9 hours in. And it's gone incredibly well. Gmail does not allow you to use this type as it violates. All right, so Raycat Who Dat. I'm trying to download this on my Mac. The Mac won't let me download it, so I emailed it to myself. My Mac won't let me download it, so I'm gonna try adding it to a Google Drive here. So let me turn this off real quick so I can be there. But how? Yeah, the Mac's like, you can't download this file. Are you insane? This isn't a signed. This isn't a file that's signed. Chrome won't let me download it on Mac. The Chrome version of Mac won't let me download it. So we're gonna try. Yeah, so distribution can be tricky. All right, we're gonna upload this to a Google Drive here. I'll upload it to a Google Drive here and then see if I can download it over there. But Farron, it's so nice to see you. I crochet. I want to learn knit though. My girlfriend, my partner, she's been learning how to knit. She's been having so much fun with it. It's incredible. She's been making some really cool. She doesn't think it's cool. I think it's super cool. She's been making some cool stuff. We went to Michael's. We and we bought. Oh, I love Michael's. We bought all kinds of. Use Firefox or Brave. I could probably do it in Firefox. We'll find out. So actually, Gmail is actually it's not letting me download. Gmail is complaining, saying that this file can't be downloaded. I don't know that it's actually Mac saying it can't be downloaded. Let's see here. I just uploaded it. We're gonna see if I can download it on my other computer here. It's because it's a raw binary. Y'all got hobby. Look. I don't want to get into the Hobby Lobby debates. There is a Hobby Lobby. I don't often go to Hobby Lobby. Why don't you put the file in GitHub? I could do that. I haven't been to a Hobby Lobby in many years. If you call the zip file Google Ads, it would let you download it. Probably. What you could zip it and then put like a password on it. I think you do like encrypted zip with a password. You can actually get most things through the filters because it's not able to actually scan it anymore at that point. RPG Mac. All right, so when I go to run it, I get cannot be opened because it is from an unidentified developer. But if I right click and open, I get the option to open anyway. This is interesting. The output I'm getting, it opened up a terminal. Oh, it thinks it's a text file. Hang on, let me see if I can run it from the terminal. It thinks it's a text file, Raycat Who Dat. All right, let me see if I go into the let me mark it as a binary. Here. It's because it's not marked. I need to do a chmod plus X on it. Mark it as a binary. All right, so it thinks it's an executable now. Open. Oh, look at that. I had to do a little bit of hoops. There's a few hoops I had to run through, but look at that. I did have to mark it as an executable. It does. That's pretty incredible, actually. That they did. I had to like allow the unidentified developer through. But it does work. I did have to mark it as a byte, so there's like steps you have to do. I bet if I went and if I put it on a Mac, marked it as an executable, and then uploaded it, you could do it. And you could probably also sign it. The fact that I didn't have to sign it is huge. Yeah, I bet if I had, I'm curious if I had an Xcode. I do have Xcode. I do have an account. I wonder if I built it on the Mac, if it would just run. That's something I'll have to play around with later. Really cool. Really cool. That worked. I'm impressed. I'm impressed because usually you run into a lot, like even stuff like getting Godot to build and run on a Mac is insane sometimes. Unity surprisingly works. No problem. It was a great curiosity for me as well, Raycat. So thank you for asking. That's cool. What do you mean by signing? So, you know when you run a program on your computer, and it'll if you're on a Windows computer or a Mac computer, you go to run it. It says a warning will pop up. It says, "Are you sure you want to run this project? Are you sure you want to run this project?" And it's from an unknown developer. It's from an unknown developer, and you have to click yes to go and run it anyway. It says unknown developer. That means that it's not been signed. So you can do what's called signing, where you basically say, I have a well-known, trusted, like digital signature that Microsoft or Mac or whoever trusts me. Typically it's like, I've paid money. I've paid them money to say, hey, you can trust me. And then they register it. Yeah, it's for an executable file. So we signed the executable file, and then when you go to run it, it doesn't have to get verified. Johnny the Carrot, what a great name, Johnny the Carrot. As did you know it's not actually common for programmers to use two keyboards? That's just a stereotype. Look, Johnny, I only have one keyboard. It's kind of grody. I'm sorry, folks. What you're about to see, the following images are meant for not meant for everybody. Not meant for everybody. But we have ourselves a kinesis here. So sorry. Warning: the following images are a little bit dirty, a little bit gross. Some people might be offended by how dirty this keyboard is. So look away if you're offended by dirty keyboards. Look away now. But this is the keyboard that I use. It's a little dirty. It's a little grody. It's a little offensive, but it's kind of like two keyboards. But it's kind of like a split keyboard, but it's all one. Johnny says, how did you like my pun that I totally did not steal from it? Look. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. Everybody look, we'll call it borrowing. Singing equals listening to Mac. Yeah, we're singing the executable. Signing equals listen, Mac. Raycat saying, sorry, I thought I said singing. We're gonna sing this executable. Roy Koo, happy Mew Year. Happy Meow Year. Happy Meow Year, not Mew Year. Happy Meow Year. How you doing, Roy Koo? Welcome back. What are you up to? We're playing around with TIC-80 today. We might make a new... I'm pretty happy with what I have here with this RPG. I'm amazed it ran on Mac. That's super cool. I'm quite impressed with TIC-80. Hang on, my Mac. I got to get back to my dashboard. My dashboard's gone. Oh no, we lost it, folks. It's over. It's over. I accidentally closed it. Apparently. All right, now I know what's going on in the world here. What exactly even is a TIC-80? Google says open source. It is. What? Look, Johnny, you want to know what a TIC-80 is? A TIC-80 is this beautiful little program you see running right here. TIC-80 is a tiny open source computer, that allows you to make small retro style. You can make big games with it too, probably, but it's a little trickier. Small retro style games using a variety of programming languages. I happen to be using Lua. Oh, let's load my RPG TIC here. So I've made this tiny little demo game. So TIC-80 comes with a bunch of cool stuff built in. We made this little tiny demo game. So you see this little character right here? You see this character here? This guy? That's you. That's us. That's the character. We control that guy. When we press the arrow keys, we move around. When we step on interesting things, it displays, hey, there's a flower here. This was made in TIC-80. The luxury of not having to use assembly, right. But you get all the limitations of a tiny computer, but with all the memory of a modern computer, all the memory and processing power of a modern computer, all the limitations of a small computer with all the power of a modern computer built into one. So here's one of the things that's really cool. We're working on a C compiler for the Game Boy, super awesome. So it comes with a sprite editor built in. Comes with a map editor built in. It comes with a sound effects editor built in. Look, we can make sound effects. Hey, let me turn on my desktop audio so you guys can listen. Here, let's make a sound effect. Oh, you hear that? Boo! How's the volume? Is that too loud? It's probably horribly loud. Here, we can do this though. Watch. Come on. Let's make a look. Look. Does Git work inside? No, it does not. Sadly. We can even slow it down. Look. Look, the sound, definitely need to add sound effects to your followers singing. It's true. Look, we can change the wave. Look, we can speed it up. We got a musical genius over here. Thank you. I think the paid version lets you save your cartridge and text from it. Fuel sample. The paid version does make it so that you can have it go into a repository. The pro version also lets you edit in like VS Code. So there are some major benefits. We do have a musical genius over here. Look, let's write some music. Since you asked for it, let's write. We get 4 whole channels. Hang on, I changed the sound effect here. Let's do a normal sound effect. Do do. Let's write a song here. There's a beautiful keyboard. Okay, I'm going to guess your background image so I can find where you stop. Draco, stop. Don't even joke about that. Also, this is a window. This is the default Windows background. But yeah, don't even joke about that. I appreciate it. All right, so let's write. All right, we wrote a song. When you press, it's gonna play the key there. Oh, it's too low. Let's turn this. There it is. All right, we'll do that. Oh, let's start on the 5th. Let's start on a G here. Hang on, this should be here. All right, we're gonna write a little song. Hang on. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're writing music. Johnny, I'm a musical genius. Here, we're gonna make a music here. Here we go. All right, we're gonna say, let's say, boom, 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 boom. Oh, we need to do one more. And then we'll stop that. We're going to set this to be fewer rows. Bring it down. Boom, 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 boom. We need this to be 16. There we go. All right. Oh, hang on. Let's make this one not that. Okay, here we go. Let's loop it. Oh, wait, that didn't loop? Where's the loop? There it goes. Look! The most beautiful song you ever heard, isn't it? We can slow it down a little bit. Proton Fig would be impressed. Proton, you here with us, buddy? Go lower. And look, we can add in a second. We can add in a second line here. Beautiful. It got everything. It's wonderful because you can just, well, Pico 8 also, look, I never said Pico 8 didn't have it. But I love that we can do fun little things like this. My students are gonna love this. How many TIC-80s does it need to play in Unreal Engine? All right, sorry, folks. I apologize for this music. It's probably horribly loud. But look, now we can add this to our game. Let's add it to our game. When the game starts up, a new thing here, music equals false. Music on. And we'll say if music is not, can we do a not here? Not. Then we'll start playing track 0. Oh God, no, it's terrible. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Here, hang on. Oh, I forgot. Hang on, it's because it's playing it all loop. All right, and then we got to do. Here we'll do if. Hang on, if ticks equals 0. We'll do it on the first tick. No, hang on, double equals. Double equals. It does have a lot of unnecessary restrictions. Absolutely, I think it's fun. I think it's fun though. All right, we're gonna not do that because no one wants to listen to that for forever. Glorious, Tuber Tugger, welcome back to the stream. How the heck are you, Tuber? You misread that. Oh, I misread that. Has less TIC-80. Sorry, how many TIC-80s does it have? And its community as well. Pico 8 also has it. Pico 8's probably a fantastic alternative. I've never used it. Megalovania version 2. I just missed some stuff. Unnecessary. Yeah. Unnecessary restrictions. The whole point of the thing is restrictions breed creativity. Get yourself, we want to build some little things here. So here's my question. What do you want to do in the next hour and a half? Does anyone want, so we could keep toying around with this little thing here. I'm pretty happy with where this is. I made another. I'm wondering if we should try make another. It probably runs Doom. Someone's probably made Doom. Hang on. Doom TIC-80. Someone's had to have made Doom for TIC. Play Doom TIC-80. Here we go. Doom. Someone, look, check it out. Cart 1549. Yeah. Knee deep in the dead. All right, here we go. This is crazy. So yes, you can do crazy cool stuff like this. Let's turn that music. Sorry if the music was crazy loud. You can do, look, it's a general purpose tool. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. That looked fun. All right. Reverse ASMR. Yes, reverse RMSA. It's RMSA music tuber. RMSA music. All right. What do we want to do today? All right. So I'm not sure what we're going to do next. Here's a chip 80 emulator for the TIC-80. Fun project. That'd be super fun. I think that'd be super fun. I did another little project here, Asteroids. Let me look at your idea. Let's see. Is it a TIC-80 idea? 1 second. Boop. Kahoot for coding. No. I want to do something. I want to make something. All right. Draco, I have some ideas for that. I kind of want to do, my idea is I would love to do a monthly, maybe weekly giveaway with Kahoot. Have some sort of scoreboard that's ongoing with Kahoot. Maybe do a Kahoot once a stream or maybe once a week, something like that. Have to put them together. But these little Kahoots to get points, and I'll do a giveaway once a month. Something like that I think could be really fun. I have to make the Kahoots. Here's the thing, Draco. I always want to do things that in time. Time is my enemy. But I'm thinking, I want to do, oh wait, TIC-80 has its own page like itch.io for people's games. Yeah, it does. It does. TIC-80 has its own, own thing here. Play, look at this. You can submit your stuff here, works in progress, music demos. There's so many, people have made so many cool things. It's amazing. It's amazing. Is this an actual, so Johnny, that's one thing I think about the Pico 8. I think Pico 8 you can compile and run it on like a small there's actually a little device you get to play on. I don't think there's anything, let's look, TIC-80 play on handheld. Handheld device option for TIC-80. Let's see if there's any let's see what these people say. Mini variable devices, Norcanada, there's I bought a pocket chip, collecting dust. So there's probably, Pico 8 can compile to a web version. So there's probably, ooh, this could be a fun pocket chip. Oh, too bad. It could be fun. Do I have a Raspberry Pi sitting there? I have a stack of Raspberry Pis in the other room. Maybe we could build a little handheld device. That could be a fun project. So this, there's so many projects I want to do. This summer, I want to build an arcade cabinet. This coming summer, I want to do an arcade cabinet on stream where we build the arcade cabinet as we go. A handheld device would be super cool. There's no native device or official Pico 8 hardware, but you can hack a handheld. Gotcha. That's essentially what I was thinking you could do. Clockwork Pi, including ROM. Very cool. I once made a chip 8 emulator with 4 kilobytes of memory to do it in pain, including ROM. Very cool. That's amazing. Johnny, that sounds amazing. That sounds really cool. Holy cannoli. All right, folks, I do want to take a quick break here. We've been going for an hour and a half. So you just take a break at 90 minutes. I was going to show you, I made this other silly little game, this other little game just to play around with it. And this is a little asteroids. I don't know if asteroids is the right word, but it's this little game here where you shoot these asteroids and then we get two. Two will show up the next time. This is the first thing I made in TIC-80. Oh, I died. This is the first thing I made in TIC-80 just to play with it. But I want to make, so for my students, I want to make sample projects for them. Little sample projects. What are some things that my students might want to do? What are some older games? What are some like arcade games? We're talking Atari level games, those sort of things that we can make for my student, that we can make on stream. Just play around, see what the difficulty spikes are for them. Pong, Brick Breaker. Ooh, Pong would be good. Pong would be good. Just spam click and you won't die. Almost. It's not entirely true. Things can get you from the side. What level do you educate in high school, college? So I work at a school ages 10 to 14. So I work in a middle school. In the United States, it would be considered a middle school. Well, I'm in the United States. We're considered a middle school. It's sort of an independent school. Ages 10 to 14. It's a 2-year school. Our full-time program is 2 years. Our part-time program is like, you can take it as long as you're, I think, still want to come. So we have students who are part-timers that come a lot, who have been going for like 4 or 5 years like that. But our full-time program is 2 years. It would be, so there's a little bug here, my ship. That's hilarious. There, but yeah, we have wraparound. So I was just looking at like, what would we do to do the wrap around the edges like that? But yeah, Pong, Brick Breaker, Space Invaders, any other suggestions? Go ahead and get them in. We'll do something like that. Brick Breaker sounds good. Would be a fun one to do. I hated programming in high school, but had been doing it for years before then. I just had a bad programming teacher. Yeah, it happens. We do all kinds of fun stuff in my programming classes. Kids learn a lot. My main language that I teach is C Sharp. C Sharp, but we happen to, I had students ask me, hey, can you teach us Lua? I had some students say, can you teach a class with Lua? And not that I don't want to do a Roblox or like a Skyrim or something like that, but getting students to install Roblox, the whole tool chain for getting Roblox installed on students' computers is painful. TIC-80 runs in your web browser. TIC-80 will run in your web browser. So this is what I chose to do. I was like, okay, can I teach Lua? What are the things I could do to get there? Exceldro, good day, good year. Happy New Year, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. Pong would be like a table tennis is the first big one. Then you choose them to put the paddle. So here's the thing, Raycat, Pong is actually really challenging. Pong seems like it'd be really easy, like a really easy. This is why brick breakers are in it. Pong, yeah, Pong is surprisingly difficult to teach to someone who hasn't taken algebra or geometry. So you got to keep in mind, this is for students age 10. You think 10-year-olds. Think of all the crazy things. Pong is no, it's not that. Look, we'll do Pong just to show, like, what do you have to do? Pong is hard to do in this particular format because we have to do collision detection. We have to do like mirroring of the ball. How does the ball bounce off this paddle? You can do some hacks where it's like, well, we just randomly make the ball, but you have to do this thing where the ball's coming in. When it's on the right side, it gets more velocity that way. When it's on the left side, it gets more velocity that way. So Pong is super interesting. And also Pong with you have two players on Pong. It's super hard because students want to play against an AI, and then you have to like write an AI. The only reason I know this is because I've tried to have students write Pong before, and I was like, oh man, this is crazy hard because it feels like a super simple game. It turns out it's not so simple. So something like, here's what's interesting. Things, what can we do? What frameworks can we get to? You have a doc container now for Roblox. Ooh, Caveman, that's super cool. I didn't know that. I need to get a proper study system for programming. I'm bad in school. Improving, but still bad. Anonymous. Like finding that discipline to get yourself to do those things can be super challenging. Can be hard. Folks, I got to take a break. When we come back, how about the Godot tradition? Dodge the creeps. Yeah, Raycat, who dat? I want Godot. I want to be able to use Godot so bad. It's just not quite. It's not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet for my needs. And I'd be happy. I think I've already explained it many times on the stream. It's just not quite there yet for me. I actually love Godot, but it's just not quite where I want it to be. All right, folks. I gotta take a break. We'll be back. I'm gonna get myself some more water. I'm gonna get myself some tea. When we come back, we're gonna get some stretching in. We're gonna get back to game deving in Lua, folks. Hang tight. The Captain Coder shall return. Don't go anywhere. Whoa. All right, folks. Captain's back. Did the music stop? Oh no, there it is. Just very quiet. Very quiet. Happy New Year, everybody. If anybody's new here, Happy New Year. Sorry that took me so long. I was brewing some tea, and I'm not having an extra bean water. I'm trying to cut back on it. A happy pappy. It's indeed a happy pappy. But yeah, folks, I'm back. Sorry it took so long to get back. Happy New Year. We're gonna hop back into some Lua stuff here. Take a little drink of my water. Anonymous asking, I know some of you are working, but any tips for getting better at theory? I'm so bad at multiple choice, etc., but okay at practical. When you say theory here, TDB. So my question is, when you say theory, do you mean like data structure and algorithms, or do you mean things like just understand like what is an integer, like how many bits? Like, can you give us an example, Anonymous? I'd be curious. An example. My thing is basically practice. Practice is will get you there. My students just grind away at multiple choice problems. He was awaiting. Exceldro. Thank you so much for the follow. Exceldro, Exceldro, I want to thank you for following me. Exceldro, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Captain Coder's Academy. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. I hope you have a beautiful day. Anonymous, I'm currently working on going over fundamentals. Practice is like, all I can really say is practice, especially for the multiple choice stuff. I teach, let me pull up some of this. I teach, it's a mix of data structure and algorithms, everything like OOP. Yeah, really, if you can get your hands on practice questions and just practice those studies. I hate it. I'm not a big fan of that, but if you're taking an exam specifically, you kind of have to. When I was teaching the AP exam, we had all kinds of crazy questions. It's one of the things. Let me see if I can pull up these exams. I think I have them saved here on my computer somewhere. Some of these are wild. The questions are crazy. They're not necessarily programming questions, but all you can really do is ask students to practice those multiple choice. So when I taught AP, we spent a bunch of time just doing drill exercises, which I hate. Here is an example of computer science. Where are the questions? AP Computer Science Principles course. Let's see, is this the right course description? I don't have the practice questions here. Let me try this one. Practice exam. All right. Here's practice exam. Yeah, here's a practice exam. I think these tests are silly. These are silly. So the types of questions here, you just gotta memorize. So it'd be question, like, the best way to get good at doing this type of question is to practice question. Is it a waste of time? Depends. I think it's a waste of time from a practical, like trying to learn programming standpoint, but from I want to get a good grade on this exam, the practice is the way to go. As far as learning data structures and algorithms, I think things like Advent of Code, Code Chef, those types of sites are great for practicing algorithms and data structures, not necessarily for practicing like your software development skills. It's a little bit harder to get those outside of just making projects, finding a project, working on it, and doing Leak Code. Leak Code, less these days, I think. Is it Leak Code? Oh no, Leak Code is a good one. I say HackerRank has switched to being, this is actually more of a hiring platform now, isn't it? Yeah, Leak Code, maybe Coding Game. I like Coding Game. Coding Game is good to practicing. It's a bit embarrassing to ask about this given I'm going to my final year, but look, Anonymous, there's nothing embarrassing about it. There's nothing embarrassing about it at all. Everyone is, look, here's what I like to tell people. When you're in college, when you're going through your project, you're learning, again, you're kind of learning the basics. I don't like Leak Code, but you can send me that link, please. I'm going to recommend Coding Game for practicing these things. They're a little bit more, in my mind, more fun. The puzzles are very algorithmic, but they have like programming content and stuff. I'd say Coding Game is a great one. Leak Code, HackerRank. Some companies use HackerRank's another one. If I tell you what is embarrassing, a 50-year-old watching the camp coder on New Year's Day, it's not Snabble. There's nothing embarrassing about that. You should be proud. Should be proud to watch the captain. No, I appreciate you being here, Snabble. There's nothing embarrassing about it. When you're coming out of college, I think there's this idea. People have this misconstrued idea in their head that when you come out of college, you should be super capable. And I just don't think that's true. You have kind of learned some theory, you've learned some of the basics, you've learned a little bit, you've practiced it. You have a broad, kind of this broad range of ideas now that you kind of understand, but haven't had a lot of time to really go in deep and practice them. Think about it this way. You take a class in college. You take one class in college, it ends up, so one class in college meets 3 times a week for 3 hours a week for 16 weeks. That's 48 hours of class time. Let's say you also have 3 hours of homework per week on average, 3 hours of programmer a week on average times 2. 96 hours is how much you put into a single class. 96 hours is about how much time you put on average. Some class a little bit more, some less. On average, every class you take is like 96 hours this is, I think, being generous, of learning here. 1 week at a job, 2 weeks at a job, 3 weeks at a job, a full-time 40-hour job. You're already going to get more experience in that job after 1 month. After 1 month at a job, 160 hours, you're gonna get almost twice as much. And in my mind, actually more, because you're probably working with other developers going deeper in it. You're gonna get way more. But per class, that's what I'm saying, per class. One job is gonna be way more valuable than any one class you could take. But that's all I'm saying. Meaning in a month, it's true a little bit, Snapple, depending on the job. So Snapple, I will say it's useful from a hiring, and I've never used it, but I understand. I think it can be useful from a hiring perspective to know that the person you're hiring, you don't have to is able to solve some algorithmic stuff without direction, that they took the initiative to do this thing. I don't think it's the only thing that you should use when you're hiring someone, but I think it's a reasonable thing because hiring is so expensive. If you've ever been on the hiring side, hiring can be super difficult, super expensive. And if you're hiring developers, lots of developers, this is I think a reasonable starting point to say, does this person have some, I'm not saying you haven't. I'm not saying you haven't. Sorry if it came out of the way. I think this is a reasonable starting point. I would never hire someone from only HackerRank. Because you could cheat so easily on it as well. But I think it's a good place, not a good place. I think it's a reasonable place. I've never used HackerRank to hire someone. Our interview process was kind of elaborate and expensive as well. We'd actually hire you for a day to come in and work on a project for 8 hours. Is sort of what we do. After we got past the initial rounds of interviews, a good HackerRank score would be a positive signal for me. Exactly, it's not a negative, it's a positive, not a negative. There you go. I like that. All right, so we're here. We're in TIC-80. Let's make something. Let's play with it. I did hire most via communication and have a small single task project for the potentials. I actually give them I found that doing a single task project was just like a little bit, it didn't give me the evaluation I thought it would. Equal Gaming, Happy New Year. How the heck have you been? Welcome back to the stream. Happy Monday. I found that bringing the person, so what I ended up doing for me personally, our hiring process that I found worked really well for the startup I was working at, was you bring them in, you say, hey, we're gonna you hire them for a day. You hire them for a day. You say you're gonna hire them for 8 hours. They come in for hours. You get to sit there and work with them for that time. But what I found worked really well for us, because we're a startup and the project is kind of ill-defined, is we give them an ill-defined project. and I'm looking for someone to be able to say, I need clarification on this thing. How do we get this clarified? What are the skills they do to break it down and say, this is this project, how do I get there? And so you get this sort of, you start off like this vague project says, we want a website that reads in someone's CSV and combines their data. So it's working for a data analyst. We have a client and we want to build a tool that they can upload an arbitrary CSV, load it into this thing and combine it with this other data. That is like the project that we give. And we also know that they're not going to be able to finish the project in a day. We don't tell them that. We say, we're going to come and work for 8 days to see what you do, what it's like. And in that project, you guys, it's like, okay, this is super vague. Are they just going to interpret it and try and fill in the blanks themselves? I don't want that person if they're just going to interpret it and fill in the blanks themselves. Are they going to ask two questions that are not particularly valuable? I want to understand how this person thinks about a task. But now you are telling me your process time for 1 day sounds like a reasonable idea, but in Sweden, that has to be minimum. Oh, so can you hire in Sweden? Can you hire a contractor? Can you hire a contractor for 8 days? We don't give them benefits or anything. It was that we hire them, we pay them as a contractor for a project for 8 days. Or we say, hey, come in, we'll pay you $800 for the day to come in and sit with us and do this longer part. Of course, this is like the final part of the interview. But most people don't have a contracting firm set up. I don't know all the details in Sweden. In the US, it wasn't too hard to get people in that way. But again, it's expensive. This is our process. This was the process I used. We found it. We tried some other processes first, and it was not very good. I want to make something here. Let's make a project. I want to play with TIC-80 a little bit more. I know people were suggesting breakout style game. I kind of think some of my students might want to try to make a platformer. So I want to see what are the pain points in trying to make a simple platformer. What are some strategies for doing it? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is a platformer going to be too crazy? Like off the bat, I'm already thinking it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm wondering how hard it would be to do a platformer. New Lua. Save platformer. So I'm wondering how difficult it'd be to do a platformer. Thinking about like X, Y velocities. If I'm looking for guides in my sector, I'm skipping 2-day project. I'm going straight for a month of contractor work. I might be missing some context there. It's part of like, how do you hire that person? Yeah, I don't want to do a 2-day project. When I hire a person, I give them this like fake 2-day project, faked 1-day project to evaluate whether or not it's worth spending, the $20,000 over 2 months, right? That is sort of where I'm at. When I'm hiring someone that I want to be full time with us, I don't hire them to do one. It's Snapple. Just the project isn't like, oh, here's this project that we need you to complete. No, this is it's actually usually a project that we've kind of done in the past. We had a client come in with this problem that they wanted solved, and this was sort of like the vague description that they gave us, maybe a little bit more filled out, but these are the types of the challenges that you deal with at a small startup like that, and you need to be autonomous. It's not, you can't get lost in the process. We're not just hiring 1,000 developers to do some grunt works and have like a bunch of different small teams. No, we have one core team of like 17 people doing everything. One uptime. That's why we paid them. That's why we paid them to do it. We were trying to hire a senior engineer. That is exactly why we were paying them to come in, because it's so easy and expensive to hire someone who doesn't have the necessary experience. It's so easy. Who would resign their job for a 1-day work though? I'm not saying that they resign their job. If they're looking for another job and they want to work, that coming for a startup, I'm not saying they're going to resign. So when are you going to do your interview anyway? The interview process, they're just going to find, if you're at a job that won't let you take 1 day of work off, you're probably at a pretty bad place to begin with. I'm not saying that's true, that they're at a bad place. Yeah, so just so you know, if you're at a job that won't let you take a day off to come, not to say, you're not saying I'm going to go interview somewhere. Most places you can get a day off. Anyway, it worked well for us for hiring. That's all I'm saying. If you're an unpaid interview, that is one thing. It's paid. That's what I'm saying. The interview is paid. We are literally paying you $800, $800 USD to come and work with us for 8 hours. Is that right? No. Is that right? What was it? Yeah. It was $800. That's how much we paid to come. Raycat, who dat? That was our interview. Once you got to the final process, we'd say, we'll pay you $800 to come in and do the final interview. We want to evaluate, because if you're hiring someone for $150K a year, that is a good value to be able to evaluate whether or not they're there. Right? So if we're hiring someone for $125,000, $150,000 a year, that's an expensive mistake. If you hire someone that's not, and they're there for half a year and you're like, look, you're not getting the work done, that's crazy. You don't have to tell your boss that's what you're doing, Snabble. It's personal. Exactly. One uptime. Other places wouldn't do that. Other places give you projects. So I've applied to places before and they give you a project like, all right, here you have 8 hours to do this thing and it's just unpaid. I'm like, this is crazy. Omni Digital, welcome back to the stream. Also, one uptime, welcome back to the stream. Omni Digital, on the top of the jobs, we're looking for a couple of Unity programmers to work on our upcoming console title. Awesome. Omni Digital, I would love, if you want to post it in the Discord, we should put, I should have like a finding work or job posting on the Discord. It might be a good place, but I suppose if you've signed an employee contract that prevents working elsewhere as a contractor, but in my opinion, it's rare. For what it's worth, I never had any problems with it. For the people we were interviewing and hiring, we're grateful that we paid them. I know people who have traveled to San Francisco. They get paid for the number that traveled out there to do an in-person interview, didn't get the job. They didn't get paid for it. They spent a bunch of time doing it. It's crazy. Yeah. Folks, feel free to, Omni Digital, if you got more information, you got a link for us, Omni? You got a link to like place people can apply or anything like that? And one uptime, I think I saw you finished admin of code. Incredible that you were able to get, look, you're way more hardcore than me. I ended up doing on day 24, I just did I ended up using Z3. I thought it was incredible that you went through the whole process of like actually solving it yourself. I was super impressed by that. Right. So we're playing around with Lua here. TIC-80. I'm in Unity working on a project around nice. I want to see what it's like. What are the things I would do to make a platformer style game in TIC-80? So I'm making small projects for my students, small example projects that students can sort of copy and paste stuff here. Also, folks, shout out. One uptime, folks. One uptime, incredible programmer, software engineer, developer. Did the admin code. I don't know if you're gonna keep streaming. I'd love to see it, but folks, give one uptime. You see this right here? Give one uptime some love, folks. Give them some love. Hit that little heart. Because you need to watch someone who's brilliant, a brilliant person, walk through the process, incredible stuff. Give them some love. Also, is it Top Dog? Oh, Top Dog. Thank you for following me today. We've got Top Dog. Oh, Top Dog. Welcome to the family. Omni Digital, you're blocking all Twitch whispers. I'll look for you in the Discord though. Okay. Top Dog, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the Academy. Happy to have you here. For anyone who's new here, There's a bunch of new people. I'm seeing a bunch of new people. My bot tells me when there's a bunch of new people. There's a bunch of new people hanging out in the chat today. If you don't know who I am, I'm streaming at a weird time. I normally stream much earlier, so that's probably why I got a bunch of new people. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator. It's my full-time job. I work full-time teaching computer science and programming. It's my dream job. I love it. I love it so much. I worked in industry for about, I like to say that I've been programming professionally for over 20 years, but some of that's, you know, I've been freelancing for over 20 years, but I worked in industry, I've worked at 13 different startups, 2 of which were pretty successful. And now I don't want to say I'm retired. But I get to do my dream job of teaching computer science and programming. I did computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 12. I love it. It's my full-time job. I'm teaching a class. My students asked me to teach a class. Hey, we want to learn Lua. It's because they want to do Roblox. A lot of them want to do Roblox. They want to do some other stuff. They want to learn Lua. And so I'm looking at this tool TIC-80, which you can learn Lua in. So I'm going like, how can I design a curriculum for my students to teach them Lua, teach them some fun stuff, make some retro games. And so right now we're sort of seeing if we can make a platform. Let's see if we can make a little platformer. So I'm going to come into the sprite editor here. I'm going to do it here with, I want to create a 16 by 16 sprite for our hero here. Hero is a strong word, but for our project, we're going to go and delete, boop, get rid of you, get rid of you here. All right, so let's create a 16 by 16. Maybe we still. How do you guys feel if we were to still a sprite here for our? Still is a strong. It's such a bad word. I kind of want to make a little character. Still is right here. It's true. All right, 16 by 16. I was thinking we could take. Let's see. Does Kenny platformer pixel? Right, let's see if Kenny here. So Kenny, incredible assets here, open source assets. I was hoping we could find like a little character we could still the little bit of animations for. This is interesting. Where's our player character? Ooh, I should do Tofu. I like the Tofu guy. Let's go to Open Game Art here. Tofu, I have it downloaded somewhere, but let's see if we can find this here. Tofu Man. Tofu Man, no! Tofu Man's not here. Tofu Man. There it is. Tofu Man. I want to use this guy. I'm gonna use this as our little platform character. I love this little guy. I'm starting to recognize when Captain acknowledges things because he doesn't know what you're talking about, but doesn't want to say it. Steel is right here, right there. Look. We're going to talk about tofu here. Look, I already have this one downloaded. I'm going to open this here. Look. What's that over there? Hey, look, we're going to look at Tofu Man. Let's open this guy up. These sprites here. We're going to steal the shape here. Why is it so fuzzy? All right, can I open you an A sprite? Open with. Why doesn't A sprite fill A sprite? Do I not have A sprite installed on this camera? There's no way I don't have it installed on here. Am I spelling it wrong? What is going on? A sprite. Oh, ASE. I'm spelling it wrong. A sprite. There it is. I don't know why. I thought it was AES sprite. All right, that's okay. Let's open. Can I drag this in? Boom. There we go. Now we can zoom in. I want to steal the shape. How? Because I think it's 16 by 16. All right, we're going to steal the shape of this guy. How strong is the TIC-80 spriter? Can you just dump the sprite sheets? It's a good question. There is. Let's try something. Open. Let's go into open quest. Load quest. Yeah. All right. Edit. So Quest is one of their demo games that has this sprite sheet. Let's see if we can dump this. All right. So export does have tiles and sprites. Let's try export tiles. Tiles. Tiles.png. Ooh. So it looks like you can. Looks like you can. If I open up this folder. Let's open up tiles. I'm a little annoyed that there Sprite doesn't show up as an option here. Let me see if I can add this. So let me just drag this in here. There we go. Yes, the answer is yes, you can. Just dump it as a PNG. So we have that there now, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right, let's go back into, oops. So there is an import. So check it out. We can import sprites. All right, so let's new Lua. Import sprites. And then I have to give it a file here. Import sprites tiles.png. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It has to be in this format, so that's super cool. So you could totally, so this is kind of cool. If you wanted to, so Tofu Man, yeah. So let's try this. Let's try this. Where did Asprey go? It crashed for some reason. I don't know why. But let's reopen Tofu Man. We need to make sure it's sort of the right size. Nameless Coder, welcome back to the string. How the heck have you been? How the heck have you been? It needs to be in the correct format here, right? So the size of a tiles here is 128 by 128. All right, so I need to do a new one here. New 128, 128. Also, the color scheme is going to be interesting here. If we look at our tiles.png, you'll notice the colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So our palette needs to be right as well. So there's some like trickiness in this if we want to get in there, but we could do something to these to try and get them in. Can I save this palette? Save palette. We're gonna call this default TIC-80. And then over here, let's load palette. We're gonna load the default TIC-80. I actually clicked the thing. Default TIC-80. So we have this palette. And so the question sort of becomes, what colors are these going to translate to here? They have the TIC-80 palette built in. Ah, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it here. Load. Are you sure? If I do a new. Advanced options. I could also do indexed. Click the square next to the hamburger. Ah, TIC. Nope, no TIC-80. They have a Pico. They have Pico 8, which is probably close. They have Pico 8 in here. That's okay. Let's take our Tofu Man now. By the way, I'm really terrible with this editor. I want to take our Tofu guy. Copy. Paste him in here. So notice it does happen to be just the right height. This bottom one is a little bit off. So this one is interesting because it takes up 2. I got to be a little bit careful here. Like this. All right. We are, what game are you making? I'm just looking at making, I'm gonna see if we can make a little platformer. I'm gonna see if we can make a little platformer. And I'm borrowing, you'll notice The palette's gonna be all mixed up mother goose in a moment here. So let's get these side by side. There's a reason I want them side by side. For animations, I would like it to be side by side. So there's a trick I'm gonna use for animations to put them side by side. Okay, so I'm gonna move these all side by side here. Just want this one here. Yeah, so putting it side by side will make it a little bit easier for the animation, in my mind. In my mind. I still want just this selected. Shout out to Atlas's, yeah. Yeah, shout out to Atlas's. Incredible streamer. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, I'm bad at this tool. This will be cool to give my students, this little thing here. Shout out to the Captain Coder. Can I give myself a shout out? Does that work? Shout out the Captain Coder. Can I shout out the current streamer? That's funny. So the answer is no, you can't shout yourself out. Okay. Oh, I keep doing that. The default here. Okay, so we get these. These ones. Hang on. These ones are our movement sprites. I copied one too many. I'm gonna organize it like this. So our movement sprites are there, and then these are our miscellaneous sprites. This is the death sprite. I'm really bad at this. That would be cool if you could. It'd be really weird. I guess to get people to follow your stream, it might be useful. And then this one happens to be. This one's interesting. Ooh. This one is interesting. Because it takes up two cells. Okay. So let's save this file. Did you know Captain Coder is a doctor? No, incorrect. He has a diploma in operating surgery on code. He also has a teacher license and will teach you. It's true. I'm not a doctor. I did go into a PhD program, but I did not finish. I wasn't cool enough. All right, this is cool. I like that I can do this. I don't like that my palette here doesn't actually match what's going on here. So this is going to do something weird, I think. For this demo part, my advice would be to make them all 2 cells. It will save some time messing around later. Interesting. The computer science education. So I worked on a PhD in computer science education. You are suggesting because when I go to do this, there's going to be some special stuff? Yeah. I see what you're saying. There's so much limited space in our sprite sheet that I'm not sure. It's a small sheet. This is a small sheet. I want it. So here's the problem. It's not actually the smallest of sprite sheets. Let me show you the rest of the stuff I'm going to have to add into this. It's actually not the smallest of sprite sheets. Because we also have... That's actually not that bad. We have this as well. Oh no, this is huge. This is huge. Each one of these is a cell. We might have to cut it so it's just this top part and the spikes. So I'm not sure it is actually worth it. Could also redraw. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm gonna do this for now. Okay. All right. So the option. I think we'll just have. So it would be good, I think, for my students to say, okay, when I'm in the attack thing, I have to do something special. This isn't a bad. I don't think this is actually that bad. Oops. Let me get this imported real quick. Let's play with it. Let's see how horrible it is. Let's see how horrible it is. And I want to see if I can figure out how to do the import properly. And just so you know, my students aren't going to be using a sprite. Tofu guy. Export tofu guy. When I import this, it needs to be in this folder. Let's go to our platformer folder. The colors are going to be weird. CD platformer, load platformer, import sprites, tofu guy. So the colors are going to be wonky, I'm pretty sure. Surprisingly not horrible. Surprisingly not horrible. So I'm kind of impressed that the colors are not terrible. Yeah, they're not terrible though. Did he have a shadow? He lost the. Oh, he still has the dark blue shadow. When you say he lost, oh, I see the gray shadow. Yeah, I see it now. I see it now. That's okay. We can live with it. We can live with this. One thing that's important here is what color are we going to use for transparency, right? So the eyes feels like tomorrow will be 2025. Who knows? Draco, if you wake up and tomorrow's 2025, it just might. I'm going to make for this sprite. I'm going to go ahead and make this green our transparency. I guess I could have done the red, but I want the eyes. Maybe we just make the eyes not red though. That's a little bit scary. All right, we can do a flood fill here. All right. Do. So this is color 6. We have to remember that. Honestly, it's probably a bad practice to have it be this sort of like weird internal color, but we'll play around with it. It'll be good for my students to learn how to be making excuses. It'll be good for my students to learn this bad practice. That foot looks weird. What's going on with that foot? Oh, that's what it looks like. Okay. Boom. This is gonna be. This might be tricky. All right. Let's get our player in here. Okay. So time goes by so fast. Look. It's kind of crazy. Time does go by too fast. I absolutely agree with that. And Draco, as you get older, at least in my experience, as you get older, it feels like time moves faster and faster. Tofu, tofu sprites. I don't want to get crazy, but I might make a sprites SPR equals. We'll go tofu. Is equal to the starting tofu is 288. Often use colored backgrounds as a guide for setting up animations. Our character is a 32 by 32, but the animation sheet is 4K. So a lot of friends, again, color coding thing is a big help. Yeah, I should probably modify my palette. So this is actually our background transparency and not this one here. So it's kind of not a great idea here in my mind. Selectionator, what a cool name. Selectionator, what have you selected? Selectionator, thank you for following. Thank you for selecting me. Selectionator, thank you so much for the follow. Happy Monday, my friend. Welcome to Captain Coder's Academy. Happy to have you here. All right, so 288 is sort of like the top, 288. This is representing the top left corner here. Time goes by fast. It's true, fats. Sometimes time goes by so fat, and I get chunky. All right, so when we draw our tofu now, we'll do sprite. Here's the interesting thing here. They don't offer. So I can move our sprite around here. They don't offer like a width and a height tool in their sprite, as far as I'm aware. They do offer, I want color 6 to be our transparency here. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me go look at their documentation. For the map, they do. TIC-80 API. Not API K, just API. API. Why did I do that? School slow, Wiki. Here we go. API code editor, API reference. So SPR is how we draw a sprite. I don't think they do. Okay, so we can't give it a width and a height. Can we pass a W in? Okay, you can give it a width and a height. I was wrong about that. Awesome. So we can do... I just hadn't used this feature yet. The width, can I do W equals 2, H equals 2? I don't think I can do that. Lua named arguments. Can I call? How do I call the function? Okay, I can call it this way. I'm trying to call this function sprite with the argument's name, so I don't have to supply them all. I think I found it. I have too many tabs open. I didn't mean to close. I'm gonna have to go back to that. IDXY color key. So this isn't quite working. This is interesting. I want to call, so I have this function sprite that has an ID X and Y and then optional named parameters here. And I'm not sure how to call it with only some of those set. And this doesn't seem to do it. So I have this function. I could call it this way. 6. I could call it with all of the arguments. Scale is 1. I see. 1 is going to be the default scale. I keep clicking away from it here. Flip is 0, rotate 0. So it feels painful to type all of this out here. 2. But I can do that. I can do that. All right. So we got our little guy here. I would like to be able, I would like to be able to just say 280, this should really be spr.tofu xy like that. Okay. This is really kind of what I want. XY. And then I want just, I would love to be able to just pass 2 there. They're named parameters. This is the thing, they're named parameters. So I want it, how do I call? How do I call PR? Can I call it? Gee, happy New Year, my friend. Welcome back to the stream. It's nice to see you. How you doing? How are you? I hope you're having a beautiful New Year so far. I hope you're having a delicious dinner being cooked. Yeah. So there's a little bit of trickiness here in my mind about that. Popcorn! I feel like I had a dream about your username last night. I had a dream there was a person with a name tag that says, "Hi, I'm Popcorn, but you can call me." No. It was like someone's name. It was interesting. There was someone walking around with a name tag that said Popcorn. But it's like, I don't remember, there was like a joke about it, but it's like I met you in person at like a Comic-Con or something, and you had a name tag. Yeah, I had a dream about Popcorn being your name. But yeah, Popcorn, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I would love to be able to call this. Can we call the parameters passed in name? Lua has no direct support for that syntax, but we can have the same final effect with a small syntax change. The idea here is to pack all arguments into a table and use that table as the only argument to the function. The special syntax that Lua provides for function calls with just one table constructor as an argument. See, I just want it to be optional. If I did this, it's just interesting here. I would like to understand calling Lua's named argument functions a little bit better, if it's possible. Can I do, all right, X and Y are required. Can I do, is it W? Is it actually called W? Or is it, okay, I almost, well, that didn't actually do what I want. It's interesting. If you have a table, you need to put names for each. You have to, so why are they saying these are optional? All right, let's try that. It's really annoying that you have to do all of them. Color key equals 6. ID equals spr.tofu, x equals x, y equals y. See, I don't understand why this still isn't doing what I would expect it to do. This still doesn't do what this isn't doing what I'd expect it to do. So if I have spr.tofu xy, I get this, and this little, just the top left corner. I would expect this to, this ends up drawing at, so what this is doing is, I believe it's drawing sprite 0. If I just do this, I think it's doing, just calling SPR like that. It's very weird. Yeah, I don't understand. I'd like to call it with the optional arguments there. I can do the whole thing. I can write the whole thing out. It's just terrible. I don't want to write the whole thing out. But that's okay. That's okay. Do spr.tofu like that. Okay, so we have our guy here. Let's do. I want to show how to do the animation. So this would be a type of thing I'd show my students. I'd be so instead of doing our thing here like this, I'd say, like draw. Draw is probably I probably could have a function called draw. And it's going to draw everything, but one of the things it draws is going to be draw tofu man. Draw tofu. Like that. And so here, all right, so we'll move all this here to be CLS 13. Copy that out. Call this would be draw. Function draw tofu. Like this. All right, so we have the same thing here. We'd pull this out. The font is so, indeed. The font is so bright neon. Thank you so much for the follow. I don't know why the alert didn't go through there, or maybe it did and I missed it. But bright neon, thank you for following me today. Bright neon, thank you for following. Thank you for following me. Bright neon, thank you for the follow. Semper Fides. CLS is saying clear screen. Clear screen. So if I don't do CLS, it'll just draw over. It'll just draw over the screen. So CLS actually says clear the screen and fill the screen with the specified color. So 13 is a color here. So you can specify which color on your palette you would like to use to draw. Yeah, so it stands for clear screen. Same with SPR stands for sprite here. Draw tofu. So what I was gonna do is I feel like we need some additional information here. The idea though is I'm gonna do sprite is sprite.tofu plus something. It's gonna be T. These are the ticks here. This is one way we could do it. T. All right. Hang on. We need to do so if we wanted to do the next frame, I need to put sprite down here. Like that. We need to increase by some amounts. So how many frames are in our moving animation? 1, 2, I think it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we do these. I don't know if we go back. We might actually do all 5 of these. Let's see what happens if we do all 5. If we do all 5. Sprite, I want to add some extra information here. I'm going to do an ID here like this. And I want to do frames 5. All right. And then I also want to increment my tofu, the amount that my tofu increments, the width is 2. So we might just assume that all of our sprites have a width of 2. I'm gonna do a W is 2. So this is how big our steps need to be to get to the next sprite here. So this is gonna be sprite is tofu dot ID plus tofu dot W. So we're going to increase our by some amount, but the frame that we're on is going to be based off of our tick for now. So frame is going to be equal to T is how many frames of ticks have occurred. Mod 30. Our frame rate's 60, so this will be 30 here. So every maybe we'll try 15. Mod 15. Is that right? we need to, this is how often we're going to increment our frame. Is that right? Hang on. No. T divided by 15. All right. T divided by 15 mod. This is our rate here, our speed. We'll have to put a thing in there for that. This is going to be our sprite.tofu.frames. So this is the total number of frames we need to be able to include. And then this is going to be our frame times that width. Let's just give us an animation. There it goes. So Y2, for the width, Draco, when you're asking about Y2, are you referring, it's because each sprite here, notice this is sprite 1, 288, this is sprite 289. Integer division. Integer division. If I divide by this, I get floating point division, and I want it to go to an integer. I want it to go to an integer. So we can get our little our guy walking here like that. Okay. Did that answer your question? I hope it answered your question. It turns out our sprite actually starts on frame 290. And it has a width of 4 frames to get our full walk cycle. So we got our little guy animating. Can you remove CLS for a second and walk around with that animation? Sure. We can turn that off. You can leave a messy trail, a mess of trail behind him. Little marshmallow trail. A little drawing program in there. Yeah. We have the technology, but we have a little walking thing there. So what I want to do is we sort of have this velocity x. So we have an x, we have a y. I want to do vx is 0, vy is 0. So vx and vy is going to be the velocity, how fast we're moving in a specific direction. So I want to write a thing here called function handle input. Handle input might be a weird one here. Handle input, and then we want to do an update, function update. So this is where our logic happens. So we handle input, we update the game state, and then we draw. So this is pretty normal flow. Handle input, update, draw, and you might put T inside of your update loop instead. But our x is going to be equal to x plus vx. Vx. Our y is going to be equal to y plus vy. When we start out, I'm just going to set our vx is equal to 0, our vy is equal to 0, and then based on what we press, if we're pressing this, vy is going to be equal to -1, vy is going to be equal to 1, vx is going to be equal to -1, and vx will be equal to +1. So we're setting our x, our velocities here, and the idea being that we won't be able to, that's interesting that I put that there. We actually can't control the up and down. We're only going to be control our left and our right. And we might have a power up that makes it so we can only control our left and right. And when we hit like a jump key, it'll set our velocity and there'll be a jump arc associated with it. And then if you're on the ground, it'll stop you. Okay. So with this Vx and Vy, we can now do something interesting here where we actually select which base sprite we want to use. So we say if Vx is 0, then, and ternary might be, I don't know if we can actually use a ternary here. I'll start with sprite base. I don't know exactly what to do. Base sprite. Does / also exist in C#? It does not. It's slash. It depends the version it selects there. What did you do for the movement or what did you do to the? Sorry. Let me answer your question, Draco. / does not exist in C#. In C#, slash is going to be integer division if you have integers, and it's going to be double division if you have doubles. In Lua, as far as I'm aware, you have just a generic number type, and the / say, go ahead and do it as an integer. In C#, it knows the program knows what type of data type it is, in Lua, it's just a number. Lua scripts are accepted by OS. I wonder if a function program like a game can be. And Anonymous says, what did you do for the movement or animation? Oh, it's frame. So I've defined this thing up here called SPR for sprites. Inside I have a tofu. This should actually be called tofu move. Tofu idle. We might do something like this. Tofu idle ID is equal to 288. Frames equals 1. Width equals 2. So we might do something like this. All right. So I'll put a trailing comma there. So we have a move. This is going to define our, I might even rename this animations or something along those lines. But we have our tofu idle. It starts at 288. It has 1 frame. So now we should be able to select our base sprite here. I'm just going to call it base. And we're going to start out with spr.tofu. It's going to be our base. Like this. And we're going to say if vx is not equal to 0, then base is going to be equal to spr.tofu move. This should be tofu idle. And now down here, again, we might be able to spend a frame rate. It's been a while. I really need to practice. Practicing is good. Practicing is good. Ridge Raider, I didn't quite understand what you said, but Ridge Raider, welcome back to the stream. It's nice to see you, my friend. I hope you're having a beautiful day. This should be our base dot frames now. Replace with the base profits. Happy New Year. How are you today? Profits, it's nice to see you, my friend. Folks, if you guys don't know Profits TV, incredible variety streamer, programmer, professional WoW player. No, you're not a professional WoW player, but look at that editor. Yeah, wow, indeed. All right, so now it will only show it. So if I'm not moving, it doesn't have it there. So if I'm not moving it, we get it. But now we can also do this interesting thing here to say, should we flip? Should we flip? Which direction should we move? Okay, so we can actually, if I'm going left, so say if Vx is less than 0, then we're gonna go ahead and flip it. Then we have a thing called flip. We're gonna set it to 0 by default, and I can't remember which one of these it is. Add are you saying lobby creator to the game to make it multiplayer? Flip is the argument over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I believe this needs to be flip. Yeah, so no rotation. Flip here is 0. Flip equals -1. And we can also, what's interesting, we can actually set flip to VX. It flips in the That's not what I want. I want to flip. Interesting. I need to flip and rotate. Is that right? Add a hobby creator to the game. Like an object creator? I don't quite understand what you're suggesting, Draco. But yeah, Profits, how the heck have you been? All right, I'm going to play with this real quick. Let's do a copy here. To get this guy, I would need to flip. It flips this way. And rotate, or can I give it 2 arguments? Flip this right vertically or horizontally or both. Here we go. Flip, I have to give it an argument of 2. Okay. I have to give it an argument of 2, so I can't do what I did there. So what I need to, that's funny. That's because it's passing in a -1. It's passing in a -1 for my VX. All right, so let's come back to our editor. I actually need to do, if it were less than 0, flip is equal to 1, else flip end. And I can do flip equals 0 here. There we go. There we go. You'll notice that when I let go, I snap back the other direction. So it's kind of like we need to keep track of which direction we were facing to begin with. So what I can do is, things are getting a little bit complex here. I could do direction equals 0 here. And then down here, we do direction. We don't modify it. And what we say is else flip, we'll change this to dir. Equals 1, else, end. And we'll say if vx is greater than 0, then dir is equal to 0, end. So now it only changes if we were present. So I can go right, I can go left, and it stops. All right, so we can keep track of whether or not we're flipped. Okay. So we have this little animation going back. Look how cute that guy is. Look how cute that guy is. We can make him sputter a little bit faster. What do you think? Ha! He looks so cute like that. What do you guys think? He looks so cute like that. With that fast little add a bomb and kill the character. I kind of the little walk, man, the 7 felt pretty good as far as like a normal walk, but he looks so cute with it kind of frantic in there. Get rid of that sprite. I like the little frantic walk on him. That's hilarious to me. I don't know if you guys think it's as funny as I do, but I like he has that little get up and go on him. Hang on, folks. Give me just a second here. Hang on. Bear with me. I'll be right back. All right, folks, sorry about that. I'm back. I had a little thing I had to deal with real quick. Sorry. Add a bomb and kill the character. Yeah, so we could add in, so check it out. We won't add a bomb, but we could add a death animation here, right? So the death animation is this, and then he flips upside down. So let's add that in. Let's add that in. Tofu, death. We started at, this is 320. ID equals 320, frames equals 2, width equals 2. So one of the interesting things here, we're learning, oh man, our animations have a bunch of different conditions on it. Once we get to this frame, we actually kind of want to stop. We want to stop. So what I can do here, just to add in a little bit of something, let's add in dead equals false. But we'll make it, I'm gonna add a little button here. And a little button says if buttons 4, this is the A button on our keyboard, then dead is equal to true. And what we can do is when we go to draw the tofu, we actually want to say, okay, we have our base sprite here. If we're dead, right? If we're dead, we need to do something. So draw tofu is interesting. We say if dead, then draw dead. Else draw normal, draw normal, no, draw alive, and this might be some bad form here. Function draw dead, function draw alive. Draw alive is this one. And there's more stuff here, like if we're jumping, what are we gonna do? Draw dead, draw alive. Draw dead is going to be this other thing. Where were you? Where were you? What do you mean? Oh, I just had to step away for a second. Don't worry. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry your little head about it. All right, a tofu dead here. So one of the things with tofu dead is this one, death. I call it tofu death. That we still need to based on our flip. All right, frame. This is gonna loop super fast. So Possibly. All right, so this one needs to be a little bit slower. You'll notice I'm having these things in here where I need to, there's like these variables I'm changing when I die. It alternates up and down. And you'll notice it's based off our tick. And so I can actually hit it at a time where it doesn't necessarily end there. So what we want to do is we want to say, okay, when we die, we need to play it once and stop. We need to play it once and stop. And so there's like some trickiness to that. I guess what I could do, yeah, the animate death is interesting here. There's some interesting things that are it's not super clear to me what I should do. Am I missing some frames here? Where's the A sprite? Does A sprite keep closing itself, or did I exit A sprite? Must have closed it. No, I think it's crashing because it's not remembering the last thing I opened either. It's super weird. Maybe I closed it. Hang on, bear with me here just for a second, folks. Yeah, there's no jumping. I thought there was a jumping animation in here. I really thought there was a jumping animation. But there's not. There's not. So anyway, the Primogen loves to yell your name out in ecstasy. Oh, Prime. Careful, Draco. It just says it with all the censorship in there. Okay. When I die, I want to play this and then that. It needs to always, so what's interesting is it's not actually based, it kind of doesn't matter. I can base it off the frame. For the walking, you kind of can't tell. When we die, it's super cute. It's super cute. I love the little get up he's got on there. The little get up and go. Maybe we don't make, so I'm, I was gonna make this a platformer. Exactly, it looks like a little bubble ball. Make the person fall out of the screen when he dies. I'm trying to think, what is the way to make it so when we die, I kind of want like a no loop, right? When we have a death, we need to know when the animation started. So I'm doing it just off this pure tick here. So doing it off the pure tick is interesting. Doing it off the pure tick is interesting and tricky. And isn't the most helpful thing here? One second. Okay. Sorry, I'm distracted. Slightly distracted here. It's okay. It's okay to be slightly distracted. Hang on, bear with me, folks. I normally don't stream at this time of day, so I got other things going on a little bit. I got other distractions. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm trying to think if what I can do. What is the programming challenge here for my students? So basically, the programming challenge for my students here's essentially what I'm gonna do for my students here. I'm gonna have them do just this. Let's make it so we can't die just yet. Maybe we have them die. The death is a little bit trickier. Doing the death here is trickier. We're gonna have them do just the move for now. Just the move for now. 21 over 35 sleep demons done. It takes long to do the description of the encyclopedia. You have like a codex in your game. Get rid of this. I'm gonna move this back into the draw tofu. And the challenge for my students, all right, so we have our tofu, we have it animating. So this would be like one of the first things we do. This will be like lesson 1. We have this thing here. We go through talk about how do we get this tofu to draw. And I say, okay, can you add in, and I'm gonna have to update my sprite sheet here. I'm a little, I'm curious if I do export sprites, tofu. Export our tofu sprites here. Why does... Question, did anyone see me actually close Asprite, or is it crashing? I swear I'm just minimizing it, and then it's going away. Draco, yes, send it along. Send it along. I'd love to check it out. All right, there it goes again. Super weird. All right, import tofu here. I want to, so now I have my core tile palettes here, and I'm hoping that if I import this, so I'm gonna take our, let's take our, where'd it go? Close that. I'm really bothered and annoyed by that. That's okay. Open this in a new tab. I want to add in this enemy, this goblin, this pea monster. What? So we have tofu. What type of monster is this guy over here? What type of monster you guys would say is this guy here? It's a bean. It looks like a pea to me. A bean would be good too. It's a little hobgoblin looking monster. All right, let's add this into our tofu here. Bean equals a bean plus, it's a mean bean. It's a beanie. Oh, I love that. That's really clever. I love that. All right, let's move this guy here. So the beanie will be underneathy there. So move this here. Kind of hard for me to tell where my grid lines are here, but we're gonna eyeball it for now. I think that's right here. There we go. Is there a way I can make it so that my box, I want to make sure I'm doing 16 by 16 here. Okay, that felt pretty good there. All right, 16 by 16. Like that. That's 16 by 17, 16 by 16. So down in the bottom here, it shows me what I'm selecting. So 16 by 16. Let's get this guy in here. I'm not sure if I'm overlapping. Everything might be slightly off by a little bit. I don't like that. I want to take this background color and get rid of it. Is there a magic selector? There is. It doesn't do quite what I want. Just want to be able to see it over here. I don't want it to select what these guys over here. Can I do this and then magic select inside? I can't. That's okay. Till death do us part. Good day. Happy New Year. I wasn't expecting. Look, that makes two of us. I wasn't expecting to be here either. I wasn't expecting to be here this late either. I decided to hop on, do a little bit of programming, playing around. I had so much fun streaming yesterday that I decided to go ahead and just do it. go ahead and just do it, and that's why I'm here. That's the way it was. Get a 16 by 16 here. Boop. Pull this guy up. I'm having trouble aligning these. So it should be at 64, is that right? I think this guy here is off by 1. I think he needs to be there. Let's make sure. Right. So really, I want to take these guys here. Let's add in our death now. Yeah, it was so great watching you guys do Dungeons and Dragons last night. Guys, if you guys don't know, shout out Till Death Do Us Part, gaming streamer, variety streamer, mostly games. Was doing a Pathfinder last night with Dungeons and Dimples and Dr. Jin. It's super fun, super fun. If you guys want to have fun, just hang out, chat, and enjoy the wonderful couple. Why? I'm too high. I'm too high. Let's come back here. Boom, 16. Down. 16 by 16. There we go. There we go. And we'll pull this up here. Like that. And then this guy here. Boom. 16 by 16, pull this up here. And I believe that is pretty close. Drake says, what's a little bit buggy? I don't understand. What's a little bit buggy? Put this in here. Like that. Oh, stealing points! Stealing points is buggy. All right, we're gonna see if we can import this back into here. All right, and see if it makes sure. All right, this still continues to work, but now we should have. Yeah, we have this guy in. The color scheme changed a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. We want to add in slightly off. It's slightly off. Notice this guy is down 1 too little, so I need to move him up. These ones look okay. Let's switch to this size. That looks okay. All right, folks. No, it's off by 1. I need to move that up 1. This one needs to be moved up 1. You'll notice if I go down, it's off by 1. So that whole column is off by 1. That one looks okay. This is too far left. It needs 1 pixel over. So there's a little bit of work I got to do here. Okay, folks, I do have to get out of here. We're going to go give Dungeons and Dimples a raid. Incredible streamer. If you guys don't know Dimples, Dimples and I do some collab board gaming stream. Dimples gonna be learning how to program. We're doing some live programming lessons with Dimples later this year. If you guys don't know Dimples, be sure to give her some love. Incredible streamer, we love Dimples.
Offense to this pile of snow, and is just attacking it with all of her
retro
arrows.
Games, newish games.
What are you doing, honey?
But we love Dungeons and Dimples. Give her some love. We're gonna go raid Dungeons and Dimples, folks. I gotta get out of here. Remember to keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime, and we will see you tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow morning, my regular time. All right, have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.